So shalom, 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 family. Shalom. All praise to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Happy new moon, second month. All praise to the Most High Yahweh Shai. So shalom, family. Tonight is the new moon, second month. All right, and this is the month where you can also make up the Passover if you didn't keep it in the first month, or you didn't get a chance, your spirit wasn't right, Salakia, or whatever the case may be. This is also the month that the Most High gave us where we can make up the Passover. So tonight is the new moon, second month. We're going to get into some new moon scriptures. Salakia, I'm trying to adjust this camera. This stand is always janky. So tonight is the new moon, second month. All praise to Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And, we're going to get into it, but there's a lot going on in the world, in the news. And today was actually the 30-year anniversary of the LA riots. All right, it was April 29th, 1992. So today marks the 30th year anniversary. And they had Rodney King's daughter on the news. And, yeah, she was like, oh, I challenge everybody to can we all still get along? Right, so we're going to get right to it. Give me Proverbs 11:31. So 30 years later, Denisha King, something. I was watching interviews throughout the day. And I just want to touch on this real brief before, we get into the new moon scripts or whatever the Spirit lead us to. But Proverbs 11:31, I believe it is. I want to do hand join in hand. All right. So 11:21. 21. I said 31. Salakia. So 30 years later, it was April 29th, 1992. I remember it like it was yesterday. I mean, y'all remember the LA riots, man. One of the biggest times in the history of this country. But they were doing interviews and stuff throughout the day with Rodney King's daughter, Denisha King or something like that. I forget her name. Maybe I'll look it up later. And she said something to the effect of, can we all still get along? 30 years later. And, I mean, just to show you how asleep our people are, man. You know what I'm saying? It's bad, man. Israel is dead asleep. Give me Proverbs 11:21. Let's start with that. Read that, King.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 11:21.
Read that.
Though hand join in hand.
So 30 years later, Denisha King, something with a D, whatever the sister name is, we can look her name up. She's challenging the people, can we all get along 30 years later? After they hit Rodney King 56 times? 56 blows, because he got $1 million for each hit.
Right.
His settlement was $56 million. I think that's what the lawyers sued for, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
56 blows. They beat him like he was a runaway slave. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that Edomite that filmed that footage, it was an Edomite that filmed that footage. Yeah. I forget his name. They railroaded him. Yeah, they messed him up, man.
Denny.
No, not Reginald Denny. Reginald Denny. Oh, we're going to get to Reginald Denny. But the Edomite that filmed it. It was an Edomite that filmed it. Right? And then it went viral. I mean, not viral, but it went worldwide. Back then, they had computers, but not like now. If that had been now, that thing would be all over, Instagram, Facebook. But it went so-called viral in the news world for back then. Right. That video was everywhere. Spike Lee even used it for the opening scene of Malcolm X. Right. Because Spike was like, this is the stuff Malcolm was talking about, and it's still happening today in 1992. Right. So he used that for the opening scene of the movie Malcolm X, that footage of Rodney King. Right. And we all seen them graphic images, man. Right. They beat him like a runaway slave. Yeah. But then his daughter want to talk about, can we all still get along 30 years later? So I was watching one of the YouTube videos, and somebody said, no, look at George Floyd. We can't get along 30 years later. George Floyd was just 2020, right? During the pandemic. That was 2020. That's 28 years after Rodney King. Right. So read it again. Proverbs 11:21.
Proverbs 11, verse 21. Though hand join in hand.
So no, Rodney King's daughter, and even Rodney King's death was suspicious. You know what I'm saying? They think that the CIA might have killed him. They said he was drunk and high and fell in his pool.
But they said he was an expert swimmer.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we they have a stereotype that we don't know how to swim. But when we do know how to swim, when you get a black person that know how to swim, you all the way swimming. You know what I'm saying? There was a I kid you not, there was a dude that escaped. You know Rikers Island in New York. There was a guy that escaped Rikers Island and swam across. Right. Remember that?
Yes.
I know the dude personally. I know his family. I grew up with them in East New York. Yeah. I think I forget their last name. But they was a big family. A lot of the brothers was wild. Right. This dude swam across Rikers Island. You know, so when that freezing water. There was a dude that escaped Rikers Island and he swam across. I knew the family. I went to school with the brother and sister. He was the older brother. Okay. But it was a criminal family. I think the dude I went to school with, he was kind of cool. But the rest of the brothers was just off. They were just drugs, murders. They were just a criminal family. But this dude escaped Rikers Island and swam off of it. And swam to the other side because, you know, it's an island. It's a little island. Right. He swam through that water. Yeah. So if my point being, if Jake know how to swim, he know how to swim. So Rodney King was an expert swimmer. How the hell he drowned in the pool? Now they say he was on drugs. They say he was on drugs and high. Okay, still, but come on, you know, that still seemed fishy, you know. Right. CIA made an example out of him. You know, Esau do that. You know, so read on.
Though hand join in hand.
Go ahead.
The wicked shall not be unpunished.
The wicked is not going to be unpunished, right? So you can say, can we all get along 30 years later? No, we cannot get along 30 years later. But it goes to show our people are still asleep, man. All right, they're still asleep. Give me 1 Thessalonians 5:5. All right, 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 5. There's not going to be peace with Esau. All right, it tell you that from Genesis 25, when Jacob and Esau struggled in the womb. All right, you got to read this Bible to understand it. Right. That was the Most High letting us know from the beginning. Remember, it said there were two nations in her womb. And Rebekah said, if it be so, why am I thus? Why is the struggle going on? That was the beginning of the Most High showing us we will never get along with Esau. So how is Rodney King's daughter talking about 30 years later, I challenge you, can we all get along? Yeah, you challenging us, all right, because it's a hell of a challenge. All right, so read what you got, King.
1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 5.
Read that.
Ye are all the children of the light.
It said, ye are all the children of the light. The children of the light is what? Us that know this truth. So us that know this truth, we're not going to fall for the okie doke. We're not going to say, we challenge you 30 years later, can we all still get along? No, we cannot. Denisha King, or whatever her name is, I know I might be butchering her name, but whatever her name is, you know, I look up the articles or whatever. But the bottom line is that spirit of sleep and slumber amongst our people. All right, read on.
And the children of the day.
We are the children of the day, meaning the truth, the light, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Good.
We are not of the night.
We are not of the night. We're not like these average Negroes that think one magical day we all gonna get along. Martin Luther King died believing that. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X tried to tell you, no, you will never get along by any means necessary. All right, go ahead.
Nor of darkness.
Nor of darkness. Come on.
Therefore, let us not sleep.
Therefore, let us not sleep. Let us not say 30 years later, can we all still get along? Go ahead.
As do others.
As do others. A lot of our people are dead sleep. That's why some of the people was taking her clips and saying, George Floyd, no, we can't. No, we can't still get along 30 years later. Right? Go ahead.
But let us watch and be sober.
Let us watch and be sober, meaning sincere-minded. Go ahead.
Verse 7, for they that sleep.
They that sleep, go ahead.
Sleep in the night.
They sleep in the night, meaning they're in darkness. They don't know the truth. They don't understand the enemy. They don't understand the scriptures that the Most High said we would never get along with Esau. Right? Come on.
And they that be drunken are drunken in the night.
They that be drunken are drunken in the night. So if you look at how Rodney King was beat, and then you look at 2020, how the knee was on George Floyd's neck, did anything change in 30 years? No. They both were basically public lynchings. And the only thing they did, if the CIA and there's a conspiracy that they killed Rodney King, all they did was lynch him later. They lynched him then when they beat the hell out of him 56 times. And then they lynched him later when they drowned him in his pool. They suicided him. They killed him in his pool. Right? Right.
They posted a library in where he was battered.
Right, exactly.
They just hit it now. You can't even go see it.
You can't even go see it.
There's a library now.
There's a library now on that area of the highway where he got beat up. You can't. It's not even a memorial anymore. Right. All right, go ahead.
Verse 8. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love.
Right, let us put on the breastplate of faith and love, meaning we're going to put our trust in the commandments of the Most High and loving each other as fellow brothers and sisters. Not one magical day we all get along. 30 years later, no, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen another 30 years from now. See that? So our people are dead sleep, man. They got a fantasy. You think, 30, we're going to remember my father 30 years later, and can we still get along? And Esau know how to parade our people around like coons, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? No, we're not going to get along. Right. Esau is going to pay for what he's done. He's going to pay for his crimes. Remember, go to 2nd Ezra chapter 9. Go to 2nd Ezra 9 and 1. Remember, they call L.A. a sleeping giant. That's a nickname for L.A., the city of Los Angeles, because L.A. could turn up at any time. You know, one thing, they got the gang banging and everything out here, but one thing, if you get LA in a certain position, they'll turn up. Like a lot of our people. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of cities, remember, big cities. Remember in New York, when they killed, what was the brother's name? The Levite brother. Patrick Dorsman. And the Levites turned up out there in Flatbush. Yeah. They was hitting the cops with bricks, bottles. They was overturning cop cars. Yeah, Levi turned up. They did, yeah. Levi got the spirit of Toussaint, right? Yeah. They got the Haitian Revolution in the lives. Yeah. Levi turned up for Patrick Dorsman, man. Yeah, they turned up. Remember the brother Bonloya, may he rest in power. He went to the protests. Oh, okay. He was trying to get us to come there to do camp, but we was like, man, this is gonna be kind of wild out there. And Levi turned up, man. Right. They got that Toussaint Louverture spirit back, that Haitian Revolution spirit back on them. So you know, is when the Most High put that spirit on Israel gonna rise up. But I remember, I think I coined that term from Priest Hawam. He said, they nicknamed LA a sleeping giant. Because the watch riots, remember LA, they turned up back then during the watch riots. Right. Now, a lot of times they messed up their own communities, but they still, they turned up. Right. And during the LA riots, they did kind of almost spread out into Esau neighborhoods too. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, Jay can turn up out here at any time, man. They know that. Right? They know that. Yeah. Remember Tupac and that song, To Live and Die in LA? Yeah. He said, we might fight amongst each other, but I tell you this, we tear the roof off if you get us pissed. Remember that? Tupac said, we'll tear the roof off this mother if you get us pissed. He said, we might fight amongst each other, but I promise you this, we'll tear the roof off this mother if you get us pissed. Okay? Yeah, man. Pac said that. And even though Pac was New York, but he became LA, you know what I'm saying? But basically in that song, the song was an ode to Los Angeles. It was like a Los Angeles anthem. But he was talking about the spirit of LA. And we get on the gangbangers and the gang culture out here or whatever, but LA do have that spirit. They will turn up and they'll resist and they'll go against the police. Remember, they shot them cops in Compton, man. They shot them sheriffs in Compton and then went to the hospital and made mockery. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So these LA cats got kind of a different spirit on them sometimes. They will bang on each other and kill each other, but they will go against the police. You know what I'm saying? The watch riots, the Rodney King riots. So they will turn up if need be. Okay? Right? So that's what Pac was saying in that song. Right. We'll tear the roof off if you get us pissed. Right? So read 2nd Ezra 9, start at 1.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
The Lord said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. And see, remember, just because our people rose up 30 years ago, Most High can raise them up again. Right. This is all the spirit of the Most High. Right? Remember, don't the scriptures tell us in 1 Thessalonians 5 that we were just reading, it said it's going to be like a woman in travail. Remember, sometimes a woman pains, they accelerate, then they calm down. Then they accelerate again, then they calm down. Then she may go a couple of days without no pain. Then they come back again. So that's how the spirit of, don't get it twisted. Just because it's 30 years, you know, yeah, that's 1 Thessalonians 5. Just because it's 30 years, don't mean the Most High can't make this place turn up, man. Okay? Right, go ahead.
And when thou seest part of the signs past.
Is Rob here?
I didn't see him out.
You didn't see him? Yeah, because he might be coming. That's why his wife went. You saw his wife?
Yeah, she just.
Yeah, he should be bringing more chairs. Okay. All right, read that, Salakia.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand. That it is the very same time, wherein the highest will begin to visit the world.
The Lord said it's the very same time that he will begin to visit the world. Go ahead.
That thou shalt understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Right, he's going to start visiting this world that he made. Go ahead.
Verse 3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes.
When there shall be seen earthquakes, come on.
And uproars of the people in the world.
And uproars of the people in the world. What was the LA riots? An uproar.
Uproars.
All right, and the Most High could bring that back at any time. Anytime the Most High could bring that back. Come on.
Verse 4. Then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee.
The Lord said he spoke about these things from the days that was before us. Come on.
Even from the beginning.
Even from when?
From the beginning.
From the beginning. Go ahead.
For like as all that is made in the world had a beginning and an end.
Everything in the world has a beginning and an end, meaning all kingdoms. All kingdoms had a beginning and an end. Go ahead.
And the end is manifest.
And the end of Esau's kingdom is about to be manifest. Okay? So don't sleep on the Most High power, man. Right? The Lord said, look, when you see uproars of the people in the world, go to link that up, Genesis 49 and 8. You know, because who's out here mainly in LA? Judah. Right. Judah, Issachar. You got little sprinkles of Benjamin, some of the other tribes. But it's a lot of Judah, a lot of southern Judah from Texas, Louisiana, Arkansas, Chicago, Kansas. Basically, LA is a mixture of all the country that migrated out west. I got my little saying. Nobody in LA is really from LA. You know what I'm saying? My family come from Louisiana. We've been here 60 years though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, migration. Wasn't my man, Mr. Slapman, Will Smith. Right. He played Richard Williams. Wasn't Richard Williams from Mississippi? Right. Yeah, he was from Mississippi. Right. And he came out here to LA, to Compton, and he raised up his daughters, Venus and Serena, to become, top championship tennis, female black tennis players. But Richard Williams was from Mississippi. Right. But he ended up in the streets of Compton, raising up his daughters out here in Cali.
Well, he moved here from Michigan.
Huh?
He moved here from Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, that's where Serena was born. I don't remember which state in the South.
I think it was Mississippi first. I think he's originally from Mississippi. Then they went up north and then they came out here. Yeah, Con.
He has a son in Detroit or something.
But I believe originally it was Mississippi. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But nobody from LA is from LA. Con? Right? You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people here from Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas. A lot of that, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just a mixture of Judah. That's all. Judah from the South, Judah from different parts of the country came out west. You know what I'm saying? But what did the Most High say? Genesis 49 and 8.
Genesis chapter 49, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise.
The Lord said, Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise. Meaning, H.O.I comes out of the tribe of Judah, and Judah would be the tribe that the Most High would raise up to put on the forefront to really spark the spiritual revolution of the tribes of Israel coming back. Along with the rest of the family, of course, also. Right, go ahead.
Thy hand shall be in the neck of thine enemies.
Meaning Judah would have some of the top positions in Esau's kingdom. He's always the neck, but not the head. Whether it be politics, whether it be sports, whether it be entertainment, Judah's always right there. Right. Even a lot of Esau's Fortune 500 companies, there's a Negro in the background somewhere running the show. Right. Or calling shots, and Esau really don't put them on the forefront. Right. But without that Negro, that company wouldn't be. I've seen it many times. There's always a Jake in the background. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's always a Jake in the background. Right, go ahead.
Thy father's children shall bow down before thee.
It said thy father's children, meaning the rest of the tribes, the Most High would raise up Jake. Why you think the battle is so hard against Judah? Because Esau know the Bible. On the left-hand side, you know what I'm saying? He know, stay on the Negroes. Keep them destroyed. Keep them down. Keep them fighting each other. Keep the other tribes fighting them. Keep the other nations hating them. Because why? If the Most High raised them up, all them other 11 tribes going to get in line, and it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It's a wrap for the white man's kingdom. You imagine that? You know what I'm saying? The Negro, the West Indian, the Haitian, Hispanic, Native American, all in order, fighting together against this beast, man. That's why it's so hard. This thing ain't going to be easy because Satan going to throw so many stumbling blocks to keep that from happening. Okay? Right, come on.
Verse 9. Judah is a lion's whelp.
Judah's like a young lion's whelp. Come on.
From the prey, my son, thou art gone up.
Meaning the prey represents the fight. Jake has gone up from the fight. After the 60s, they got into politics and wanting to be accepted. They destroyed moves like the Black Panther Party. Remember that movie, or I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker? They said, what happened to the Black Panthers? They said they all got government jobs. Right? Because what? A gift destroys the heart.
That's right.
Right? Go ahead. One of them brothers, man, what was it? Bobby Seale or
Rush, yeah.
One of them, they had him on the front page of the New York Times with a barbecue spare rib in his mouth. I remember that, yeah. They had him on the front page with a pork spare rib in his mouth. I remember that years ago, we was holding that up at the camp, showing it. The New York Times, one of the main New York, and it wasn't one of the regular papers like the News or the Post. It was one of the more sophisticated ones, the Times or one of them. And they had, I think it was Bobby Seale, or one of the ex-strong Black Panthers had the man on there with a barbecue spare rib in his mouth. Now, what does a revolutionist that was fighting for his people, damn near ready to overthrow the government, got to do with eating a barbecue spare rib on the front of the... Because they like to break a lot of our strong warriors, man. They like to break them. You see what they did to CeeLo from Goody Mob? Remember, they was the first ones talking about the New World Order. Goody Mob? Well, who's that creeping in my window? Wow. No, they was talking that stuff back then. Now CeeLo's bugged out. Does that make me crazy? They had him in a dress on the Super Bowl. Yeah, looking like a witch. You know what I'm saying? The man looked like a warlock or a witch with a dress on performing it. They broke that brother. They like to take the revolutionary strong, but them Goody Mob, they was, even though they came out of Atlanta, they was one of the first rappers really talking about the New World Order and the Illuminati. Okay? Right, go ahead.
From the prey, my son.
It said, from the prey, my son. Go ahead.
Thou art gone up.
Thou art gone up, meaning Judah is not, they left the fight. They got into politics and can we all get along and marching and singing and dancing. Then the 80s came along, the 70s came along. They got into disco and the heroin, and the 80s. Then it's the crack and the cocaine and just, the gang started out. Then the drug gang started out. Right. Just anything to distract us as a people from the fight. Okay? It said from the prey you've gone up, meaning you've left the fight. Come on.
He stooped down. He couched as a lion.
Right, so like in the 60s and certain revolutionary periods, it looked like Judah was crouching down like that lion ready to attack. Right? Fierce. Right? Go ahead.
And as an old lion.
But now he became like an old lion. What's one of the stereotypes on a Negro? Oh, y'all got lazy after King. Right? Especially a lot of the Caribbean brothers and sisters. Oh, you haven't done nothing since Martin Luther King. You got lazy. You don't fight no more. You don't stand up for nothing. Right? They're like an old lion now. An old lion without no fight in them no more. That's how Jake is. Jake has become complacent. He's laid back. He's complacent. He got his internet now. He got his little job. He got his sports. Esau give him a gift destroys the heart.
Complacent.
Right? Complacent. Yeah. Right? Go ahead.
Who shall...
That's why Rodney King's daughter is talking about, can we all get along 30 years later?
Right.
All right, go ahead.
Who shall rouse him up?
It said, who shall rouse Judah up, though? Who's going to stir up that lion? The truth is going to do it. That's the only thing that can get Jake back in a revolutionary mind. Because if you look at it, all the other agendas fail. Remember COINTELPRO? J. Edgar Hoover said there will not be a black Messiah to arise in the land. They locked themselves out. Can you open it up for them? Yeah, Yahweh got it. All right. So, with that, the gate part, yeah. They probably locked themselves out the gate. But, all the other movements basically phased out. So the only thing that can really save Jake now is the truth. There's nothing else. The Most High said in 1 Corinthians, he set the apostles for last. Right? You say the best for last, the truth for last. And nothing else really going to save our people. Not no politics. Oh my God, the politics is such a joke, man. You had your first black president, Bill Clinton. Right? He was nothing but a damn saxophone playing, cocaine sniffing, damn demon, man. Adulterer, a rapist, drunkard. I mean, we can go on and on. Then you had all these other so-called wannabe Democrats that didn't do a damn thing.
Right.
Then you had, the Bush administration. They just straight up tell you they the devil. All right, Shalom Kings. Then you had your black president. Your wannabe so-called black president. That was actually a Hamite, not our people.
Right.
Then you said, okay. All right. Then you said, okay. You said, okay, I'm gonna just give you the straight up. Are we just gonna leave the door open? Okay. No, but close it. Pull it close anyway. All right. Yeah. Now it's getting cold, right? I was complaining earlier. I already got this one cracked, so that there's going the wind, from both doors. It gets a little chillier. But anyway, then you have Biden come in, and he had the wannabe black woman, right, Kamala, which she's not a black woman. Right. To this day, I don't know what the hell she is. They say she's East Indian, she's Caribbean, she's white. Right. They brought out some conspiracy theorists said, she's white. You know what I'm saying? She got Edomite in her. I don't know what the hell the woman is.
Her mother is an Indian from India.
India, yeah.
But her father is from Jamaica. Now, he's supposed to be a black man, but when they dove into the family tree, they found out it was a slave owner on her paternal side.
Right, yeah. That's what they brought out.
Right.
Yeah, so a couple of generations, it was actually an Edomite.
Right.
Like Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So, you got a little light brown chocolate covered Edomite possibly. Right. I don't know. I just, But, Yahweh brought it out. That's what I heard too. But whatever she is, she's not for us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She's not for us. Right. So that politics is just nonsense, pure nonsense. Right. So there's no hope. That's why I said, who shall rouse Judah up? Is a rhetorical question. Only the truth can rouse Judah up. Okay? So Rodney King's daughter talking about can we get along? No, we cannot. 30 years later, no, we cannot. We're going to stand firm with the Most High Yahweh and the truth, and we're going to separate from Esau and keep separating from him. And he's going to pay for what he did to Rodney King and all of our people. Okay? Read on that. Finish Genesis 49. That's the breakdown on Judah, a brief breakdown on Judah in Genesis 49. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 10. The scepter... Or the scepter shall not depart from Judah.
The scepter or the scepter, tomato, shall not depart from Judah, meaning the leadership. The rulership and the leadership, the scepter represents rulership. It shall not depart from Judah. Go ahead.
Nor a lawgiver from between his feet.
Go ahead.
Until Shiloh comes.
Until Yahweh shall come. Go ahead.
And unto him shall the gathering of the people be.
Unto him shall be the gathering of the people, meaning Yahweh Shai. Khan?
Khan.
So that's why I said all the tribe, all the 12 tribes, all the nation, all the world is going to bow down to Judah because Yahushua is Judah. Khan? Ain't nobody got nothing to say when he pull up.
Right.
Khan? All right, go ahead.
11. Blinding his foal until the vine, and his ass's colt unto the choice vine.
Go ahead.
He washed his garments in wine,
Go ahead.
and his clothes in the blood of grapes.
Right, that's just going into the prophecy of how Judah, likes wine. That's an attribute and characteristic of Judah, liking that wine. And Yahushua had that characteristic also.
Right.
Remember, they called him a wine bibber.
Right.
Remember, he turned, Yahushua said, let's get this party going, man. He turned water into wine at the wedding reception. Khan? Man, don't give me no water, man. What's some wine at? All right, you ain't got no wine. We're going to turn this water into wine. Khan? Right? So that was just a prophecy on Judah, liking the wine or the drink or that bottle. Khan? Right? But anyway, the main point I wanted was who's going to rouse Judah up. So just because it's 30 years later with the Rodney King riots, no, we should not be seeking to all get along. We should be remembering what happened to our brother Rodney King and not trusting these devils. Khan? Go to Sirach 12 and 10. All right? Remember, one of the cops, the Most High made mockery of that whole Rodney King situation. One of the cops' name was Stacy Coon. Y'all remember that? Yeah. The man's name was Stacy Coon. Because they whooped the hell out of Rodney King. And like a coon, the man said, can we all just get along? Right. And the Most High said, you know what? One of the cops' names that whooped you was named Stacy Coon. And now his daughter is cooning 30 years later. She's on the news today talking about 30 years, April 29th, 1992 to April 29th, 2022. 30 years, let's remember my father's legacy by us all still trying to get along.
Legacy.
Come on, man. Denisha King, whatever the sister name, man. I ought to stop butchering her name and look it up. But anyway, no, we're not going to get along. That's why we started out with the scriptures about sleeping. Our people are sleeping.
Right.
Okay? Right, come on.
Sirach chapter 12 verse 10.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
The Lord said, never trust thine enemy. Come on.
For like as iron rusted.
Just like iron is sure to rust, once it oxidizes or it reaches a certain length of time, it's going to rust. Come on.
So is his wickedness.
Esau is going to still be the devil. That's why he put his knee on George Floyd's neck 28 years later. And you think there's something going to change in 2 years? No. Right. These are just modern day lynchings. Right. And it's still going on. So no, we're not going to can we all just get along? Rodney King's daughter? Right. All right? Your father died mysteriously in his pool thinking we was all going to get along one day. Right. Martin Luther King said the white man hand going to hold the black man hand and we going to all make it to the promised land. Right? And what happened? A white man's hand held a gun and shot Martin Luther King. Right. That same white hand he wanted to hold. Put that rifle on him and killed him. Right. Okay? So, our people are living in a damn delusional world, man. The Lord said, just as iron going to rust, so is their wickedness. Go to Ezekiel 25 and 12. All right? Just touching on this quick, man. I'm watching the news today. Rodney King 30 years later. You know what I'm saying? And it just show you our people And Esau, he loves to parade that around. Oh, he going to love to parade that. Yeah, can we all get along? How we going to all get along when you gentrifying Los Angeles? Right. More and more so-called black people are being put out. They coming after a lot of black businesses now. Yeah. What they did, they got these injunctions. I forget what they called it. They got this new injunction. Hold that. Give me Psalms 94:16. Let me show you what Esau do. This devil, man. They came up with an injunction, right? That if your home or business is considered to be like a nuisance in the neighborhood, they can put an injunction on you and you got to move out of your home or they shut your business down. So that's a way to get black people out of their homes in the hood with areas that they want to gentrify, and there's a way to get the blacks out of their businesses in LA. I was watching our brother was breaking it down today about the injunctions they're putting on residential Judite residents and Judite-owned black businesses in LA County. And this is a way for when you don't want to sell your business or give up your apartment, for them to get you out of your business or your apartment. Yeah, man. This thing is crazy, man. They putting injunctions on our people to get you out of your bid. That's how hard they gentrifying LA County now. All right, so read what you got, King.
Psalm 94, verse 16.
Go ahead.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
Right, who's going to speak out against the wickedness being done to our people? Then Rodney King's daughter talking about, can we get along 30 years later? No. Because they throwing Negroes out of their homes and businesses to gentrify you. Right, go ahead.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
Who's going to stand up against this wickedness that's going on? Right, come on.
Unless the Lord had been my help.
Unless the Lord was our help, come on.
My soul had almost dwelt in silence.
We would have dwelt in silence. There would have been nobody to stand up and fight for us. There would have been nobody to stand up and fight for our people. If the Lord didn't help us, we would be silenced as a nation. And how is he helping us? By having the brothers out there on the street corners with this truth. But if we didn't have him to help us, we'd have been silenced as a nation. Okay? That's why the scriptures say in Isaiah 58, cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions in the house of Israel their sins. We got to go out there and blow that spiritual trumpet. Joel 2:1. Blow ye the trumpet in Zion. You know, because if the Most High didn't speak up for us, we'd be silenced as a nation. Right, go ahead.
Unless the Lord had been my help.
Unless the Lord was our help. Come on.
My soul had almost dwelt in silence.
Come on.
When I said, my foot slippeth, thy mercy, O Lord, held me up.
Right. It was by the mercy of the Most High. When we slipped, when Esau came against us, when we was down as a nation, only thing kept us going and keeping us going is the mercy of the Most High. Right. Come on.
In the multitude of my thoughts, within my comforts, delight my soul. Verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity.
Throne represents rulership. Who's the rulership of iniquity? Esau, the devil, this kingdom. All right, go ahead.
Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
Right, can we all get along 30 years later? No, we cannot. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with us? No. Rodney King's daughter, 30 years later. Right, go ahead.
Which frameth mischief.
What does Esau do?
Frameth which mischief.
He frames mischief, come on.
By a law.
By a law, meaning what?
Uses the law.
They use the law to make these injunctions to get you out of your damn apartment because they want to gentrify it. To get you out of a business. You had a little mom and pop chicken shop in the Crenshaw district for the last 30 years. Esau like, I want the Crenshaw district. We're going to get you out, Negro. Oh, you know what? The Rolling 60s gang, they be going there. This is the type of stuff they doing. They be going there to buy their fried chicken, and then they be shooting at the other gangs. And they'll say it's that business fault that the 60s is over there gang banging, and they'll put an injunction on that business and get that business kicked out the neighborhood. Esau is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Right, Con? What does he do compared to this Bible? This Bible tells it like it is.
Right.
It does what?
Right. Mischief by a law.
He frames mischief by a law. He does mischief and evil, and he uses his laws to do it. All right, Negro, we offered you $500,000. What you paid for it 30 years ago? You paid $25,000. We give you $300,000, Negro. Offer you can't refuse. Jake might be like, nah, I've been in the neighborhood for years. The people know me. You know, I can make that if I stay here. You know, I don't want to sell. No. Okay, the Harlem Crips be banging in front of your store, so now we got to shut you down. Con? Man, they got nothing to do with the gangbangers. Yo, I ain't trying to stop them. They gonna shoot me.
One way or another.
You know, sometimes even the gangsters, if you a business in the hood and you cool, they'll leave you alone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they'll be like, yo, don't touch Mr. Robinson's store. Anybody touch his store, you're going to have problems. You know what I'm saying? He's cool. He gives back to the neighborhood. He cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. He don't bother us. We don't bother him. But now this is what they doing, man. They frame mischief by a law. All right. Give me Isaiah 10:1. Rob Judah, you had your hand up?
Oh, yeah. That's what they usually do in the neighborhood. Like you said, the gate injunction. They put a gate injunction out there take over that property. That's what they was trying to do with Nipsey Hussle's property.
Yeah, with the Crenshaw district.
They wanted that property. LAPD was always messing with them.
Yeah. And see, part of that whole thing is a lot of theories on how Nipsey Hussle got killed. There's a lot of theories, Shiesty Cuz or whatever his name, Shitty Cuz, whatever, Shiesty Cuz, Shitty Cuz, LAPD, whoever. There's a lot of theories, Some people think he was sacrificed, whatever. But one thing, they did want that Crenshaw district. I know that myself from me passing through Crenshaw. From when I first came out to LA in 2010 to now, Crenshaw even looked different to me. From 11 years, 12 years now.
Yeah, Metro bought all that.
When I first came out here in 2010 to how, when I passed through Crenshaw now, I remember it 12 years ago. It looks even different now. Right. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because of the gentrification. Right. You know what I'm saying? And you talking about, can we all get along 30 years later? No. They're putting people out of their homes. There was one man, I was listening to the brother Tariq, one of his latest podcasts, and he was bringing out how there was one brother that, a sister, I believe, and they bought a brother, one of them. They bought him out of his apartment, gave him $9,000. Now the brother's straight homeless because he took the $9,000. He was living between a hotel and his car. He was living back and forth. Some nights he'll save money and live in his car, but that money ran out. Constantly paying rent to stay in a hotel, the money ran out. Now the man is fully living in his car. And that's due to them bumping him out of his apartment. Wherever he lived, they wanted that building. You see that, man? Right. So no, Rodney King's daughter, we cannot get along 30 years later. Right. Right, go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1.
And that's definitely going to spark a race war because now you're taking away people's livelihood. Yeah. Now, when you it tell you in 2nd Ezra's, every man shall spoil his neighbor for the lack of bread. 2nd Ezra 15, I believe that is. So now you're provoking a race war because now you're messing with people's livelihood. And we know how people are about their livelihood. Right. And then look, I'm homeless. I ain't got no food. I ain't got nowhere to live. What I got to lose? Right. I might as well go shoot something up and take what I can get. Right. I ain't got nothing to lose. Desperation. I'm dead anyway. Yeah. Con? All right, read that, brother. Isaiah 10 and 1.
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree.
What the Lord say?
Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree.
Right, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decree. A decree is an established order. So they put these injunctions, like Rob would say, they've been doing the gang injunctions. Mm-hmm. Now they putting injunctions on actual residential people and businesses. All right, go ahead.
And that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
What the Lord say?
And right grievousness which they have prescribed.
The Lord said they right grievousness which they have prescribed. You understand? Because what? A lot of times they pass these laws and they grieve the people with these laws. You know what I'm saying? They write grievousness that they have practiced. So, we can't get along, sis. All right? Go back to Ezekiel 25 and 12. All right, Ezekiel 25 and 12. You're taking away people's livelihood, man. You know?
So it's basically like eminent domain without going through the court system.
Yeah, eminent domain. You know what I'm saying? Without going through the court system. All right, or using the court system for eminent domain. All right, read that, King.
Verse 20, Ezekiel 25, verse 12. Thus saith the Most High Power, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance.
What did the Lord say?
Dealt against the house of Judah.
They have dealt against the house of Judah. Go ahead.
By taking vengeance.
By what?
By taking vengeance.
Yeah, man, they beat that man. Like I said, man, they beat Brother Rodney like he was a runaway slave, man. Mm-hmm. All right, come on.
And have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom.
What did the Lord say?
I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom.
The Lord said he's going to also stretch out his hand upon Edom. Right? You reap what you sow. Right. You're going to pay for your crimes, right? Go ahead.
I will cut off man and beast from him.
What did the Lord say?
I will cut off man and beast from it.
The Lord said he's going to cut off man and beast from Edom. Go ahead.
And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword.
Come on.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of the people Israel.
He want to lay his vengeance upon Edom by who?
By the hand of my people Israel.
So we're not going to all get along. No, it's not going to happen. And just the example, I mean, we can go on and on. Just the example of the gentrification, that's going to provoke a race war. We're not going to hold hand in hand and you kicking me out of my house, you kicking me out of my business, you cutting off my livelihood. Remember, back in New York, it was a saying. I don't know if they said it out here in L.A. Remember, Jake, if Jake ain't had no money, he like, yo, I'm dead. So I'm dead and stinking. You know what I'm saying? Right? Real quick, hold that real quick. Go to Sirach 34. Go to Sirach 34 and 22. When you take somebody's livelihood, it's like you taking their life. We're going to read that now. Scripture's going to tell you that. So if it's the Rodney King, the LA riots 30 years later, and we talking about can we challenge ourselves to all get along, or whatever Rodney King's daughter's talking about, or whatever the media is talking about. No, it obviously can't. And then you talking about LA where you got people, you taking people from their homes and they living in their cars now. You gonna start raising the people up. All right, go to Sirach 34 and 22. Read that.
The book of Sirach, chapter 34, verse 22. He that taketh away his neighbor's living slayeth him.
See that? When you ain't got no money, you feel like you dead and stinking. Right, yo, son, I ain't got no bread, son. I'm dead. You know what I'm saying? That was a slang, like especially in New York. Yo, I'm dead, son. Yo, son, you hanging out tonight? Nah, I'm dead, son. I'm dead, son. I got $2 to my name. I'm about to go get a 40 and watch America's Most Wanted. You know what I'm saying? That's my Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go watch Cops, and then after Cops, America's Most Wanted. Drink my 40 and crash out, son. I'll catch y'all next week. I'm dead, son. All right, read it again.
Verse 22, he that taketh away his neighbor's living.
He that taketh away his neighbor's living, go ahead.
Slayeth him.
You kill him, man. You take away a man's livelihood. You kill him. Right? What's the root word of livelihood? Live. You take away a person's ability to live. If you take away their source of income, how they provide to pay their bills, they get their food, they drink, they shelter, you kill them. You basically, go ahead.
And he that defraudeth the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder.
Right, you defraud the laborer of his hire, you're a bloodshedder. Because what's going to happen? That man going to say, yo, I need my bread. Where's my money? I'm coming back, and I'm going to hurt something if ain't nobody got my money. So if you defraud your neighbor, you a bloodshedder. Because you putting that man in a position where he going to want to hurt something. Right. Yo, I got to pay my bills. I know what you mean that you ain't got my money. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go postal. You know what I'm saying? So if you take away a person's way to survive, is as if you kill them. Now, what happens to a person when they feel they ain't got nothing else to live for? They get suicidal or homicidal. Right. Okay? Right. They either gonna get suicidal or they gonna get homicidal. Okay? Yeah. Right? So what's gonna happen when Esau keep cutting people off from a way to survive? They're going to get homicidal towards Esau. Okay? So it ain't going to be no can we all get along 30 years later. This thing going to turn up. Okay? Right? So read that one more time. Sirach 34:22.
He that taketh away his neighbor's living.
If you take away your neighbor's living, go ahead.
Slayeth him.
You slay them. That's why people lose their job and they get depressed. They go into depression. I know people, man, that lose their job, got savings, and still get depressed because they just gotta be working. They feel I gotta work. I gotta live. I gotta pay my. Yo, calm down. The Most High give you another job. But some people they just feel like a fish out of water if they not working because that's their livelihood. Okay? They like, yo, I don't want to have to depend on nobody else. Some people just got that standard about them. I need to work so I can handle mine. So when you take away a person's ability to survive, it's like you kill them. Right. And once a person feel they ain't got nothing to live for, they're going to get homicidal or suicidal. Right. Or even worse, both. Right. I'm taking everybody out, then I'm going to take myself out. And that's worse.
Yeah.
Sound like going postal right there.
Right, going postal, kind. Right? There's always work at the post office. No, there's always somebody going off at the post office. All right, go ahead. Right, go ahead.
And he that defrauded the laborer of his hire.
If you defraud a laborer, yo, I'm going to pay you $1,000 to shellac this ceiling for me. Get it nice and shiny. You know, I give you $1,000. You know, I get in here, I get a nice tall ladder. I sand the ceiling down, shellac it, get it nice and glazy looking. You know, from here all through. Oh, job is done. $1,000. Right. You know, I'm going to put something on my car note. I pay my cell phone bill. Go take my children spring clothes shopping. All right, you know. Right. I'm going to be broke afterwards, but I'll be able to take. Once I do all that, I'm straight. Right. If I'm broke, everything is paid for. I'm good. Now, I ain't got your money. What?
Right.
That man going to start seeing red. What you mean you ain't got my money? I have plans with my money. What you mean you ain't got my money? Jake always dying in the street all the time. And the nigga beat me for 5,000, son. We can't play that. You know what I'm saying? So you defraud the hirer of his labor, even though it's on an ignorant street level. But Jake said, yo, I gave him that work. That's right. He ain't got my bread. You know what I'm saying? You know, and Jake, do you know what? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Next thing you know, dude is found somewhere. Now I gave him that work. He defrauded me of my hire. Even though that's on the street level, but anything, man. How many people get fired off their job, go back to the job and shoot it up? Yeah. Because what? You took away their will to survive. That's right. So, you know, Rodney King, 30 years later, they talking about, you know, can we challenge ourselves to still all get along? No, we cannot. Because you putting these injunctions on people right in L.A. where the riots happen. You damn near about to start another. You about to start a housing and business riot. You about to start a hell no, we won't go. And people going to be angry. People going to be upset at the blatant acts of racial gentrification. I'm going to put it like that. Okay? So we're not all going to get along 30 years later. You know what I'm saying? Right, read on.
And he that defrauded the laborer of his hire is a bloodshedder.
So that's it on that. Go back to, what was that, Ezekiel?
Ezekiel 25 and 12.
Yeah, read that through. And from there, we're going to go to Amos. But read Ezekiel 25. Showing you, man, just touching on this whole Rodney King 30 years later. Right. You know, you Negroes still want to be some coons. Right? Yeah. Like Stacy Coon. All right. Even back then, I was like, damn, the Lord got a sense of humor, man. One of the cops' last name is Coon, man. Stacy Coon. Read that, King. Finish out Ezekiel.
Yes. Ezekiel 25 and 14.
Come on.
And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
Come on.
By the hand of my people, Israel.
So it's not going to be, no, can we all get along? The Lord said he's going to use Israel. Don't matter if it's 30 years later. Don't matter if it's 30 years later. All right. The Most High can still wake up. Remember, I used that term earlier. They call LA a sleeping giant. Right. You know, you might get your gang banging, your black on black crime, your Hispanic on. But listen, if need be, they've shown they will turn up on these police in a heartbeat. LA is known for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? They'll turn up on these police. Yeah, it's been done already. It's been done already. Yeah. All right. So don't get it twisted. Good.
And they shall do in Edom.
That's why Reginald Denny.
Yeah.
He got caught slipping. And they pulled him out of that tractor trailer. And them brothers was bashing that Edomite and dancing afterwards. Right. Okay? Right. So don't sleep on LA, man. LA will turn up if need be. Like I said, we might get on the brothers out here, the gang culture, whatever, stop killing each other. But listen, man, Most High will raise up that sleepy giant if need be. Right. Like a lot of major cities, you know what I'm saying? You get to a certain element out here, listen, man, even the gangbangers will be like, yo, it's time to turn on these police. Right. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? The Most High could put that spirit on them. They could be fighting, blowing each other head off 1 minute. And all it takes is the Most High to put that spirit. Everything is of the Most High. Okay? So we're not going to get along after 30 years. No. And we all just get along. You know what I'm saying? Even back then, I was like, what the hell is Rodney talking about? And I'm going to hit you with something. Watch. Matter of fact, watch. It's a perfect time to watch the Netflix documentary.
Okay.
Is the LA 1992. It's on Netflix. It goes into the riots, right? They said that the on the street level, the brothers on the street said when Rodney King said that, we was not trying to hear that. We don't give a damn if he was the one. They said we was already in turn-up mode. Right. We didn't give a damn what Rodney was saying. We was tearing up in L.A. We didn't give a damn about that. Can we all get along?
We were ready in New York.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, come on. Remember, it got so bad, Henry Kissinger made a statement and said, oh, if we send NATO troops if we sent international troops into LA right now, we would be seen as a Gestapo or something like that. I forgot something like that he said. We would be seen as an occupying army, something. Yeah. Henry Kissinger spoke about sending NATO troops into LA. Wow. That's how bad the government said it was getting. And he was like, oh, we would seem like a dictatorship country or something like that. I forget his exact quote. You can look it up. But Henry Kissinger spoke about sending NATO troops into LA because of the riots. And that was one of the things they said they didn't want it to start spreading to other cities. But the brothers out here on the street level, they said, we not trying to hear you, Reggie. I mean, Rodney. Reggie's white boy that got his behind beat. They said, we not trying to hear you, Rodney. Now, remember Sean Bell, right, in New York, 50 shots, right? And Sean Bell got killed. His wife, Al Sharpton and them coached her. She went on Larry King Live and said, no, I don't hate the police and all police are not bad. And it just killed the whole momentum. Everybody was like, what?
That was Queens.
They was expecting her to go up there and go in. This is a racist police department. It needs to change. If he was a white man, they wouldn't have did that. No, I don't hate the police, and I don't think police are bad. Really but Sharpton told her, we're going to get that money. Yeah, we're going to get that money, so just go up there and... Everybody in New York was like, huh? Everybody just went, oh. Yeah, I remember that. Everybody, huh? Cats was sitting back. Cats shut down the drug block just to see what she was going to say. And she just... She took all of the air out of all the momentum out of the revolution. Because Jake was like this, kind of like this in New York, like ready to turn up a little bit. Hey, all right, let's hear from his wife. And she, well, if you ain't mad, we ain't going to be mad. So it took it. But out here, the LA brothers was like, hell no. Rodney, that's how you feel. We about to go handle this Reginald Denny right here. They was not trying to hear Rodney King. Watch the LA 1992. It's if it's still on Netflix. Good, excellent documentary. And it's timely because we in that 30-year anniversary. Kind? Yeah, man. So no, we ain't no. You know, them LA brothers was like, yo, I was loving that. I was like, yeah. You know, some brothers like, no, we ain't, no, Rodney, we don't care. And it would make sense that they would chill out because he was the one that got beat. They was like, nah, this is deeper than you, Rodney. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Them LA brothers was ready. They was ready. They said, nah, we going to tear something up. And they beat the hell out of that damn Reginald. That man had reconstructive surgery on that damn face. Had that Edomite looking like the damn elephant man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And listen, the Most High can easily raise that spirit back up at any time. Don't get it twisted. So no, once again, I know I repeat myself, but Rodney King's daughter, no, we not going to challenge ourselves or whatever the hell she said to all get along 30 years later. Rob Judah.
Yeah, because that was part of the police harassing us.
Yeah, it built up. It built up.
You know, they was harassing us more actually when OJ got off.
Right, when OJ got off your car.
Then when the LA riots.
Right. See, that's why it wasn't, they said by that time, it ain't even about Rodney King no more. This is a buildup. Right. And see, when you check out the documentary, they went back to the 60s with the Watts riots. Right. So it was like, yo, they went back to the chokehold. Remember that chokehold they used to do? Richard Pryor talked about that chokehold in one of his comedy specials back in the 70s or 80s. They had that chokehold and they was using the fact that, damn good documentary, that LA 92. But they was using the fact that a lot of the LA brothers were Sherm heads. They said they was high on Sherm, and when they high on the Sherm, we can't disarm them. We can't. It's hard to take them down because when they high, they got this super strength. So they said they was using a chokehold to calm the brothers down that was high on Sherm, but it was killing a lot of. They was putting the chokehold on brothers and it was killing them. You know what I'm saying? So then they had to say, well, but all that was a buildup. Jake, like, you choking us out. We rioted back in the 60s because of the racism and the brutality. It's just all just leading up, man. Now you're going to beat the hell out of this brother 56 times on camera. Man, listen, Rodney, go sit your ass down somewhere. We already turned up. You want to talk about all getting along? We turned up already. And the same Most High can raise it up at any time.
Tasha running around that time.
Yeah, Tasha, it was a build-up, man. It was a build-up. That story is so sad, man. Yeah, that's it. That Tasha Hart, that damn gook. And that gook got probation, man. Yeah, man, that gook got probation, brother. But yeah, that was all around that time. Because I remember they were interviewing Omar Epps, and Omar Epps said that was around the time they was filming Juice. All that with Tasha Harlan and all that energy around that time. They said like Tupac came on the set one day and he was just pissed. And he was like, yo, man, y'all don't see what's going on in the news? What's up with y'all? But they young. They worried about filming a movie and making a money. Right. So Omar was like, we was all looking at Pac like, what's up with him? And they found, that's when they found the baby dead in Harlem. That's where he wrote Brenda's Got a Baby. And Omar Epps was like, this is New York. We hear about that on the news all the time. But he said Tupac was like, yo, y'all see what happened? They found a dead baby. Like, he was like, really like, yo, this stuff is crazy what's happening with our people. But they was like, oh, this is New York. That happened all the time. You know what I'm saying? This is New York. You know what I'm saying? They was like numb. You become desensitized. But all that was around that time, just building up to that anger and tension. And, and then probably some of the brothers out here was probably even looking at stuff going on in other parts of the country. Right. Not just LA, like they doing this to our people everywhere. Right? Right, so go ahead.
And they shall do in Edom according in my anger.
They're going to do in Edom according to the Most High's anger. Go ahead.
And according to my fury.
And to what?
According to my fury.
Right, it ain't going to be no, can we all just get along 30 years later. It's going to be the wrath of the Most High coming down. And it's going to be payback and vengeance time. Come on.
And they shall know my vengeance, saith the Lord God.
Come on.
It's going somewhere else.
Oh, that's it on that. Go to Amos. Amos 1 and 11. Ain't no hand joining in hand and no getting along. No. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some judgment and some punishment meted out with this 30 years later in the Rodney King riots. All right, give me Amos 1, 11, and 12.
Okay. The book of Amos, chapter 1, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom.
Right, for 3 transgressions of Edom. Go ahead.
And for 4.
Meaning basically for all the wickedness that Edom has done. Come on.
And for 4, I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
So listen, even if we wanted to join hand in hand 30 years later, the Most High said that's still not going to stop their punishment. Right? What do we start off with? Proverbs 11:21. Though hand join in hand, the wicked shall not be unpunished. So even you could talk the talk, but no. The Most High ain't walking that walk. All right, come on.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
The Lord said he will not turn away the punishment of Edom thereof. It's nothing we can do. It's nothing, even if we, Lord forbid, if we took off our damn fringes and said, oh, I want to love Esau now. Hallelujah. I'm going to the big Baptist church on Crenshaw. Right? Moses said, okay, Negro, I'm going to judge you and I'm going to judge Edom. I'm going to judge you right along with Edom. Karen? So the scriptures say is nothing you can do against the truth, but for the truth. So Lord forbid, if we took our fringes off, Lord forbid, and said, no, Rob, we got to go to church tomorrow. I come in clean shaven with a suit and tie on. Hallelujah, my brother in Jesus. We got to love all people. Right? It'll be about 10,000 videos made about me. Right? Oh, they were loved. I knew that nigga was off. Right? We told y'all Zabach was off for years. Right? We tried to tell y'all, right? He back in the Christian church. Hell no. But even if, Lord forbid, with a 10-foot pole, but that's not going to stop the Most High judgment. Right? We can do nothing against the truth but for it. Read on. There's somebody at their hand up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So that could lead up to the other scripture that says those who justify the wicked.
Right. And condemn the just. Proverbs 17:15.
It's an abomination.
Correct. Yahweh?
And the other thing about that, when Rodney King made that statement, he wasn't even in Los Angeles. There wasn't no brothers around him. He was in Beverly Hills when he made that statement.
Right.
So that's,
I didn't know where the hell he was at. I know he was in
no,
California.
I was in Beverly Hills. So
Right,
that's why a lot of people didn't want to follow it also.
Right.
Because there was a disconnect there. He's over with the enemy, the same people that beat him up.
Right,
telling
right.
people in the city to calm down.
And they probably told him to do that because of the money and everything. You know, they was a lot of people, even on the street grassroots level, they felt like Rodney King was coached to say that, and just calm everything down. You gonna get your money. You gonna get your money, right. And that's another reason why the brothers wasn't trying to hear it. Cause they made you say that, man. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if you feel that way, you off. Right. You know what I'm saying? But like, we ain't trying to hear that, man. You know what I'm saying? We about to put this brick to this white boy head right here. You know what I'm saying?
It's a sellout move.
Yeah.
It's the same as if you get whipped by on the plantation, then you're over at the big house trying to calm everybody.
Right. They beat that brother like a runaway slave, man. All right, read that, King.
Okay. Amos chapter 1, verse 11.
Go ahead.
Thus saith the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom.
For 3 transgressions of Edom, come on.
And for 4.
And for 4, come on.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
Meaning Esau gonna pay for everything he's done to our people. We don't give a damn how many Negroes say over 30 years, can we all still get along? We gonna challenge my father's dream, my father's vision of us all getting along. It don't matter. Read it one more time from the top.
Thus saith the Lord.
Go ahead.
For 3 transgressions of Edom.
For 3 transgressions of Edom. Go ahead.
And for 4.
And for 4. Go ahead.
I will not turn away the punishment thereof.
The Lord is not going to turn away Edom's punishment. Come on.
Because he did pursue his brother with the sword.
The Lord remember what he did back during the time of the Babylonians. All right, come on.
And did cast off all pity.
Never had no pity for us. He cast off all pity from then till now. When has the so-called white man ever had pity on us? Never.
Ever.
Right? Go ahead.
And his anger did tear perpetually.
Esau what?
And his anger did tear perpetually.
It said Edom's anger teared against us perpetually. So the white man been tearing our people up forever. That's basically what the scripture is saying. So you can join hands. You can say, can we all just get along? Can we all just get along 30 years later? The Most High said, no. Esau's anger tore perpetually. So I'm going to get him. Right? Come on.
And he kept his wrath forever.
He kept his wrath for what?
Forever.
So how we going 30 years later? We going all get along, but he going to keep his wrath forever. All right, we don't serve a God that's like that. Right? Come on. We don't serve a power that's like that. Come on.
But I will send a fire upon Teman.
Come on.
Which shall devour the places of
palaces.
Devour the palaces of Bozrah.
Right, so Teman and Basra were ancient cities in Edom. Today, that represents Esau, America, and all his great cities today. He's going to send a fire upon them. A nuclear fire. Okay? So, by Shema Mashiach Yahushua. So if you wanted 30 years later to get along in LA, wherever the hell, it's not going to happen. All right, our people got to stop sleeping. That's why we read Thessalonians earlier. Give me Isaiah 3:15. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 15. Just wanted to touch on this thing real quick. Couple of precepts with this whole Rodney King 30 years later. I'm gonna pay attention this weekend, man. Because I'm going to see how they're going to try to spin this one around. All right, 30 years later, can we all still get along? No, we cannot. All right, read what you got, King.
Isaiah 3:15.
Come on.
What mean ye that ye beat my people into pieces?
What mean ye that you beat my people into pieces? What you think you doing by doing that? You think you're going to destroy my people?
Right.
You think I'm going to forsake them? You think you're going to beat them till they don't exist no more? Right, come on.
And grind the faces of the poor.
And what?
And grind the faces of the poor.
And that's what they do. They grind our faces because we poor. Because we don't have anything. We don't have no resources. We're not together as a nation. We're not unified. So what do? They grind our faces. Right? Go to Proverbs 22:22. Case in point, the racial gentrification.
Right.
And you talking about we going to get along 30 years later. 30 years later, they throwing you out your home. They putting injunctions on you to get you out of L.A.
Right.
So they can gentrify your neighborhood. How we going to get along?
Right.
Esau he framing mischief by his law to set you up and to put an injunction on you through your court system to get you out of your home and your business. All right, so how the hell we going to get along? Right, read that, King.
Proverbs 22:22. Rob not the poor,
Yeah,
because he is poor.
what the Lord say?
Rob not the poor,
Rob not the poor. Go ahead.
because he is poor.
Meaning, don't just take advantage of people. Don't kick people when they're down. And we damn sure know Esau does that to us because we have no resources. We're not together. We're not unified. We don't control most of the businesses in our neighborhoods.
That's right.
So what does he do? He robs the poor just to rob the poor. All right, go ahead.
Neither oppress the afflicted
Neither oppress the afflicted. Go ahead.
in the gate.
In the gate, right? In the main places, don't oppress the afflicted.
Right.
You know, but what do? They kick us while we down.
Right.
All right, they impose. We already catching hell as a people. Damn, now you're going to throw me out of my home? I can't have a little Esau so damn greedy and insecure and just want to take over everything. He just got to kick you out of your home now.
Right.
You got the Beverly Hills. You got the Valley or whatever the hell else they live.
Right.
You got the high class neighborhoods already. Now you got to come back into the inner city and throw us out of our little homes and take that back over. Like the devil that the Bible speaks of. And you want to talk about 1992, April 29th to 2022, April 29th, 30 years. Let's challenge ourselves to all still get along. It ain't happening.
Ain't happening. Right.
Not happening.
Right.
All right, so the most I said in Ezekiel, like what happened with Reginald Denny, that's what's going to happen. That's your all. Can we all get along? Yeah, when it's even Steven.
Right.
Con? When we ratchet it out, it ain't going to be even. It's going to be doubled according to Revelation 18. Con? So that's it on that. Any questions or comments? Any memories brothers want to share about 92? Rob Judah?
What's that scripture when it says Esau wait like a lion on his prey? I can't remember.
Yeah, go to get that. 1 Peter 5 and 8.
Right.
Get that real quick. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. And see, while our people, man, while you talking about let's get along and can we all get along after 30 years or whatever, and the injustices are still being done to us, you turning a blind eye. It's like you see stuff still going on 30 years later, but you turning a blind eye to it.
Right.
So it's like, are you asleep or are you willingly sleeping? All right, the scripture says, if any be ignorant, let him be ignorant. If you don't know no better, you just don't know no better. Maybe you're a humanitarian. Maybe you want to see all people get along. Maybe you want to see a brighter world. But then are you willingly sleeping? Are you seeing what's going on and just turning a blind eye and hope that you get some different results?
Yeah.
Right? You do the same thing, expect something different, you insane.
Right.
Okay? So our people, they think they still going to win the white man over. They still going to win them all. I'm going to fight your hate with love. I'm going to defeat you. Matter of fact, I'm going to defeat your hate with love. It ain't happening, man. It ain't happening.
When they go low, we go high.
Right, when they go low, we go high. Right? And that's one of the stupidest damn sayings I ever heard of. When they go low, we go high. I'm going to defeat your hate with my love. Oh my God, man. Right? No, like KRS-One said, if negativity comes with a 22, positivity comes with a 45. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Good? My man KRS said, listen, that's how you take care of that. Good? You come to the gunfight with the same gun or a bigger one. Right? Go ahead.
1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Be sober.
Be sober. Go ahead.
Be vigilant.
Be vigilant.
Because your adversary, the devil,
Esau, the devil, and he's the spiritual demon Satan. He works by way of the physical so-called white man. Esau. Go ahead.
as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Right. Remember in Job, Satan came before the Most High, and the Lord said, "From whence comest thou?" Right. And he said, "From going to and fro and up and down to the earth." Right. Who does that in the flesh? Esau. That man is everywhere in everybody's affairs, everybody's business. Right. He's going up and down, to and fro throughout the earth. Okay? Hold that. Go to Proverbs 4:14. Hold 1 Peter's. Link that up with Proverbs 4:14. Yeah, man, this man is in everybody's affairs, everybody's business, all over the earth. You know what I'm saying? Telling you what to do, how to do it, gentrifying your neighborhood now, right? They don't already stole Inglewood. Right. They put that stadium out there and stole Inglewood. The Inglewood was one of the first ones to go. Right. They were complaining 3-4 years ago. They built another stadium, yeah. Yeah, current.
Right across the street.
All right, I'm gonna hit you with something. They starting to hit Vegas. I was out there with Kadash and them a couple of weeks ago. The brothers said they starting to hit Vegas. Now they coming into Vegas because they doing all this building in Vegas now. Now, Vegas used to be affordable. Everybody had LA flight.
Yeah.
They was running from LA to Vegas. Now they pushing them to the outskirts of Nevada now. Pushing them 30, 40 minutes outside of Vegas now. Right? So it's everywhere. Right? You Negroes, Esau coming for you everywhere. Right? Read that, King.
Proverbs chapter 4, verse 14.
Come on.
Enter not into the path of the wicked.
Right. Don't enter into the path of the wicked. How we going to hold hands with Esau and can we all get along? And no. The Lord said don't enter into the path of the wicked. Come on.
And go not in the way of evil men.
Don't go in the way of evil men. Right? Go ahead.
Avoid it.
What did the Lord say?
Avoid it.
Avoid it, man. Get the hell away from them. No, we are not going to all just get along. All right, come on.
Pass not by it.
Pass not by it. Stay far from it. Right, go ahead.
Turn from it.
Turn from it. Go ahead.
And pass away.
And pass away. Come on.
For they sleep not.
They sleep not. Go ahead.
Except they have done mischief.
If they don't do some evil, they can't sleep. That's why Peter said, be sober and vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. They can't sleep unless they do something evil. Right, go ahead.
And their sleep is taken away.
Their sleep is taken away. Go ahead.
Unless they cause some to fail.
They got to cause somebody to fail.
To
fall. Esau got to get up out of the bed. Wait, I didn't kill enough Negroes today.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Hold up. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Yo, kill 10 more Negroes, then I can sleep. Come on.
Then I can go to bed.
Right, listen, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Create a new show just lying about reality. All right, now I feel better. You know what I'm saying? They sleep is taken away from them unless they cause somebody to fall. And mainly they cause Israel to fall. Okay? So that's your adversary, the devil. They can't sleep unless they causing some kind of destruction to you. Go back to Go ahead, read on.
For they eat the bread of wickedness.
They eat the bread of wickedness. Come on.
And drink the wine of violence.
And they drink the wine of violence. Go ahead.
But the path of the just is as the shining light, and that shineth more and more unto the perfect day.
There you go, right? That's what we started with too. The sleep, the darkness. Right. You got to be the light. You got to shine unto the perfect day, which is the return of Yahushua. Okay? But them, they're going to be wicked up into that day. Right? Go back where you was at. 1 Peter 5 and 8 again from the top.
Yes. Be sober And be vigilant.
Vigilant. Good.
Because your adversary, the devil,
Satan is our adversary, right? Come on.
as a roaring lion,
And in the flesh is Esau, right?
walketh about, seeketh whom he may devour.
He's walking about like the roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. All right, go ahead.
Verse 9. Whom resist steadfast in
You
the faith.
you steadfast resist him in the faith, because Satan got no power over you if you strong in the Most High and keeping His law, statutes, and commandments. Come on.
Knowing that the same afflictions are accomplished in your brethren that are in the world.
Right. So as long as you dodge and keep away from the wiles of the devil, the Most High will have you. He'll protect you. Khan? We all going through something. All right. We all going through the fight. We all going through temptation. You know. There's no temptation that takes hold of you that's not common to man. Khan? So, in this world, we all struggling with something, basically. And Satan is walking throughout this world trying to devour us. Khan? That's basically what Peter's letting us know. So, that's it on that. I just wanted to touch on that whole Rodney King 30 years later. It'll be coming up in the next couple of weeks because it'll be in the news or whatever. 30-year anniversary. And Esau's still going to try to give us a damn sedative and say, can we all get along? No, not us. Give me one more. Give me 1 Peter's 1:19. 2 Peter's 1:19. No, we cannot get along 30 years later. All right? We didn't forget. The men of the Lord didn't forget. I wasn't even in the truth then, and I saw that was off. I came in the truth 2 years later. I was listening to the brothers. You know, the brothers was bringing it out a lot back then, but I was still kind of in the world. I came in 94, but I was 92. I was listening to the brothers then, and I was like, yo, that's jacked up what they did to the brother. They beat the hell out of that brother, man. 56. It looked like damn 556. It looked like they hit him more than that. They said they claimed 56 times.
You know they punished the Edomites that failed it.
That Phil, I was bringing that out earlier. Yeah, that man is somewhere strung out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't remember his name. I just know they punished
yeah.
him.
They jacked him up, just like the Ephraimite. Remember another incident. Remember the brother in Staten Island.
Yeah.
What's his name? The big brother. They choked him out.
Oh,
Eric Garner. Yeah. There was an Ephraimite that caught that on film. They jacked him up, man. The Ephraimite that caught the Eric Garner, and that was clearly murder right there. So you want to talk about can we get along 30 years later? What was that, 2014? I think they killed Eric Garner 2014. Come on, you know what I'm saying? From, what's that, 8 years shy? That's 22 years? No, we still can't get along. George Floyd was 2020. 28 years later, we can't get along. All right, 2022, they still finding Jake lynched and hung. We can't get along. Right, Yahweh.
And in the Eric Garner case, now that I think about it, one police or pig or cop or whatever was brought up on charges. And it was one of the senior officers who was a black woman.
Right.
That's the only one that got in trouble.
Right.
No one else got in trouble but her.
Right. And she was defending them at first. She was defending the police at first, and she that one ended up getting in trouble.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, because she was one of the sergeants that was on the scene.
Exactly right.
And that don't mean nothing because in the world of white supremacy, your rank means nothing. I remember, I tell you a quick story. We was on 14th Street. Rest in power, my brother Bun Lawyer. We was on 14th Street in New York. What I call the old H.O.I, the first H.O.I. We was on 14th Street in New York teaching. That was a crazy, Union Square. That was one of our craziest zones in New York. A lot of sodomites down there, so it was a lot of emotional people. And then it was a hangout area. That camp used to be off the chain. We teaching one day, and it's crazy, man, because we had some incident, and the cops just swooped in. Cops came out of everywhere. I think we got into a little brawl or something. Something happened. But it was just an extreme amount of cops that came. We was like, damn, send half the damn precinct down for this little fight we had? So the police swarm on the scene. The sergeant that was on the scene, he's supposed to be in charge. It was a Simeonite. It was a Simeonite sergeant on the scene. We told him we don't want to talk to nobody but him. All you other subordinates, we're not dealing with y'all. We're dealing with the sergeant. He's the commanding officer on the scene. Some Italian, damn near looked like a rookie, wet behind the ears, in uniform, came up and started checking the sergeant. And we was like, listen, the rank means nothing in a world of white supremacy.
When he said to the sergeant,
He was just checking them, just like Dutch sunning them, like moving him away from talking to us. And cause we was like, we not dealing with none of y'all subordinates. We dealing with the sergeant. Esau just came and took over. Start sunning the sergeant, telling him to go over here and no, you guys can't talk to him. And what's the problem? Talk to me.
Wow.
And we're looking at sergeant and Simeon. The rank ain't mean nothing. That damn pale Edomite skin meant everything. And then he looked like even some of the other officers looked like they outrank him. He was a new jack. And he just came and shut everything, just took over everything. Arrogant, proud, little young, cocky Italian. Just came and took over everything. And we like, yo, aren't you the sergeant? Well, yeah, but we all work together. No, you call the shots. He just came and sunned Simeon. Simeon was like silly putty to him, man. I said, you know what? In a world of white supremacy, rank means nothing. Right?
Pale skin is the rank.
Right, pale skin is the rank, man. That young Italian greaseballer, he was cocky as hell, man. That young devil came along and just took over the scene. Just took over and it was real arrogant and powerful. So what happened, guys? You tell me what happened. No, we was talking to the sergeant. Because the sergeant is the one that's really going to determine if it's going to be an arrest or not.
Right.
Esau, a little young white, but looked like he was maybe 3 years on the job. Wet behind the ears. He out there damn near checking everybody. Especially the Simeonite sergeant. Right, so the pale skin is the rank. Khan? All right, read that. Where we at?
1 Peter 1 and 19.
2 Peter 1:19.
2 Peter 1 and 19.
Khan.
We have also a more sure word of prophecy.
We have also a more sure word of prophecy. Come on.
Whereunto ye do well.
You do well. Go ahead.
That ye take heed.
That you do what?
That ye take heed.
That you take heed. Come on.
As unto a light that shineth in a dark place.
See, the men of the Lord, you can't run that on us. You can't run no 30 years later, can we all get along? You can't run that on the men of the Lord. Because we still see 30 years later. It's the same thing. All right, come on.
Until a light shineth in a dark place.
As a light that shineth in a dark place. Come on.
Until the day dawn. And the day star arise in your hearts.
Right, until Yahweh shall return, we're not going to sleep. We're going to be wide awake checking out what's going on. Right, come on.
Knowing this first, that no prophecy of the scripture is of any private interpretation.
No prophecy of the scriptures of any private interpretation. So, didn't we read earlier in Amos 1:11 that Esau was going to tear perpetually? That his anger was going to be forever? So we understand what the scriptures say. So it's not going to be no hand joining in hand. It's not going to be, can we all get along 30 years later? Because we understand the scripture. The scriptures say no. His anger and hatred and wrath would be forever. So what we going to do? We going to go high when he go low? We going to kill his hatred with love? Get out of here, man. Go ahead. Right, go ahead.
Verse 21. For the prophecy came not in old time.
The prophecy came not in old time. Go ahead.
By the will of man.
This is not man's agenda. So even if we get emotional and want to feel the way we feel, the scripture cannot be broken. It's thus saith the Lord. This is his program. Right, come on.
But holy men of the Most High.
Holy men of Yahweh by Shema Mashiach Yahushai. Go ahead. They spake. Come on.
As they were moved by the Holy Spirit.
All right, as they were moved by the Holy Spirit, they spake. So this is not man's program.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is the program of the Most High. And that's how it's going to go down. So give me on one more. Habakkuk 2 and 3. Give me Habakkuk 2 and 3, I believe it is. All right, this is not man's agenda. This is the Most High's agenda. So, and if you look at the 30 years of Rodney King, when it comes to police brutality, white supremacist murder, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. All right, so we cannot hold hand in hand, and I wouldn't want to hold hand in hand if we could. All right, go ahead. Right, go ahead.
The book of Rebecca, chapter 2, verse 3.
Right, if loving Esau is wrong, I don't want to be right. Right, go ahead. Right, go ahead.
For the vision is yet of an appointed time.
What did the Lord say?
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
The vision is yet for an appointed time. So it could be 30 years.
Right.
The riots happen, it quiet down. 30 years. Most High could raise it back up in 30 days.
Right.
We on his time. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But at the end it shall speak.
You know, brothers, some brothers in the truth back then, they was hoping that was the start of the race war. Hell, I was learning the truth, but hell, I was hoping the race war was a damn 1980. I don't know. But it's on the time frame of the Most High. Right, go ahead.
But at the end it shall speak.
At the end it shall speak. When the Most High say so. When the riot turned into a full-flown race war, when the Most High say so. Right, go ahead.
And not lie.
And not lie. Go ahead.
Though it tarry.
Go ahead.
Wait for it. Because it will surely come.
Though it tarry, the word tarry means delay. Though it tarry, wait for it will surely come. Go ahead.
It will not tarry.
See, a lot of our people, they get that spirit too, that we can't beat them, join them spirit.
Right.
Oh, you know, we might as well try to all get together and love one another. We here. We all got to live here.
Yeah,
right? They get that complacent spirit, man. That old Lion of Judah. That old lazy, complacent lion. It ain't that bad. They let us shop. You know, they give us a little job, you know. I get paid, you know.
That Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah, y'all always out there talking about the white man. The white man give me my paycheck. You know what I'm saying, old coon?
Just go to college.
Right? Yeah. Go to school, get an education. It's not about black or white, it's about green. What are you going to do with your life? Don't worry about gentrification. See, if you had the money you need, you're not worried about gentrification. No, what about eminent domain? What about these injunctions they putting on people?
Right.
With money. With you owning the business. Right. What about, like the brother Tariq brought out, when you got the money to buy the property and they redline you. Right? And then sell the property to another nation cheaper. When you got the money to afford it. They still say, no Negroes allowed. We don't care how much money you got. You $1 million nigga.
That's what
right.
That's when they remind you that.
Right. Even they remind you then. Oh, you getting uppity, nigga? Oh, you sassing me? You sassing me, nigga? Right.
ABC, you want to buy ABC?
Right. Don't go getting uppity, nigga. Right? Yeah, man. Esau will put you back in your place. Right? Yeah. Bill Cosby was trying to buy NBC. He was also trying to buy the Cleveland Browns. All right. And
They killed his son?
Yeah, I believe they killed his son. Yeah. They told Bill Cosby, don't be getting too uppity, nigga.
Right. Yeah.
Because Bill Cosby got 4 daughters and 1 son, and they killed his son. Right? They killed his son that was out here in Cali.
Enos.
Right? Enos Cosby, yeah. They killed him to put Cosby in line. I don't think that was a sacrifice. Because Cosby was doing a lot. I've been doing some research since this trial. Cosby was doing a lot behind the scenes. See, a lot of people got mad at him and called him a sellout when he did the pound cake speech and when he was like telling pull your pants up and be worried about a $200 pair of sneakers, get your education. They was like, oh, he was talking like a bougie Negro. Mm-hmm. But nah, it's just Cosby was saying, listen, we got to do better as a people. That's all. He was just, when I heard the speeches back then or when I heard of them, I didn't have no problem with them. Right. I was like, he's just telling y'all to get y'all ish together.
He said that multiple times.
He said that multiple times, yeah. But when you research Cosby was doing a lot behind the scenes. And he always pushed the black family. That's one thing on the low. He always pushed the black family. You know what I'm saying? So they really got at Cosby because he was like a backdoor revolutionist. And they said, don't be going to get uppity, nigga. Nigga, you trying to buy NBC now? And the Cleveland Browns? Yo, you sassing me, nigga? He's so funny as hell when they do that. Don't go get uppity on me, nigga.
You know, they said for the show, the Cosby Show.
It's like, yeah. Don't be sassing me, nigga. Right, go ahead. Salakia, Tariq, and then Brother Yahweh. No folly, no folly. Right, go ahead, brother.
To get the Cosby Show, they had to come up with this name, Huxtable.
Huxtable, yeah, Williams,
you can't
right,
name.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they said
Heathcliff Huxtable.
Right, total different name.
What the hell is this? The dog? There was a dog named Heathcliff. God damn it. Cat. Yeah, cat. Yeah, Heathcliff, man. I was like, what the hell is that? What happened to Leroy Williams? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Right? Nah, they couldn't get Huxtable. I was like, what? Hux table. You know what I'm saying? What is a hux you was throwing on us? A hex, hux, whatever the hell. Yahweh?
Well, I think how he scared the society. I remember watching it on television at the time. He was on a late night show, whether it was Johnny Carson or whether it was Letterman, whoever it was. And they asked him about, he said, I want to buy NBC. And they said, well, how are you going to do that? He said, I already got the money.
Yeah,
it cost over $1 billion. He said, and then he wanted to turn it into a black network.
Right.
A positive black network.
Right.
That sort of thing. And I also knew the guy had a house on Mulholland Drive where that Russian dude who killed his son was staying at.
Right.
And he came over there and killed him, said he was robbing him, but it could absolutely be a deeper thing than that.
Right, Khan. Yeah. Do you know that the guy that killed Cosby's son, he denied his own parole twice already?
Absolutely.
Because they theorizing that he feels safer in jail than on the street. Right. Because he come out on the street, he know too much, and he know that he was set up to kill Cosby's son. And they fear that he might talk, and he fear that they fear he's going to talk. So he feels safer in jail.
And he's an immigrant.
And he's an immigrant, yeah. So he feels safer in jail. Right. And they say that Cosby is one that slipped through the cracks. Cosby had bread. Big and a lot of people don't know he started the black stuntmen in Hollywood. He set up the whole industry for stylists and makeup artists, black stylists and makeup artists to get more work in Hollywood. He did a lot of that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So Cosby was a little, I was like, damn, Cosby was a G with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. His lawyer publicist is speaking out a lot now about what he was doing and why he feel they targeted him too. Yeah, he just did an interview with the brother Tariq too. Yeah, and he was bringing out a lot of stuff. But when Cosby first got arrested, my spirit started getting suspicious. And I started looking up stuff about Cosby, and I was like, this dude was a G with it. Cosby had he used to have a commercial talking about black family and the black family and slavery before the Fat Albert show. He would have like this little commercial where he would talk about the black family and slavery and how we got to get the black family back together. See that? So yeah. See, a lot of times, we getting that stereotype that, these niggas done sold out, but a lot of them slip through the cracks on the low and they be doing a lot. Look at Michael Jackson. Right. Michael Jackson went over Sony's head and went to Japan. Right. He went to Japan and got the rights from the Japanese, and they was pissed as hell at here in America. So you have. I'm watching my own service, right? Right. But they were mad, man. For the Beatles? Huh? Is that for the Beatles? For all that catalog, he had the Beatles, he had Eminem. Right. Yeah, Michael Jackson wasn't playing. He know how much that white music was worth. Right? What was the artist? There was an Edomite artist that he sold his catalog for $300 million.
You mean Paul McCartney?
Paul, one of them. I don't think it was Paul.
But he had the Beatles.
This was recent, huh?
This was recent. It was one of them that one of them. No, it wasn't Eminem. He was like He was like a singer.
I know
He sold his, was it Eric Clapton? I might have been Eric Clapton. One of them Edomites they recently sold. This was recent. It wasn't Paul McCartney. They sold a catalog for $300 million, which everybody was like, that's crumbs. Right, that's crumbs. But he said, listen, now this is an Edomite. He said, I did not want to die, and my music ends up, and my catalog ends up with somebody that's going to make billions of dollars off of it, and my family don't get anything. And this is a white artist. Yeah. So he said, I sold it now so I can give my family something now. Sure. Because once I die, they'll take my music, they'll take my catalog, and my family won't see my money. Yeah. So he said, that's why I sold. They said, 300 million, like your catalog is worth billions. No. I'm going to make sure I get something now. 300 million, my family set for life. I die, they good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And this is a white artist. It was one of them. I forget who it was. This is an Edomite artist saying this. Sting. Right, Sting. Yeah, Khan. Right? So listen, I'm like, damn, but they show you that's how grimy the industry is. Even Edomites, they'll beat. And they're going to always give them a better deal than us, but they'll beat them too. So he said, no, I'm getting that grip now to leave that money to my family now. Y'all can do whatever with that catalog. Go ahead, make your billions off it. But at least me and my family got this 300 mil now. Before I drop dead, and next thing you know, Sting catalog is over here, my children don't eat. Or you throw my children some crumbs and you make billions off it later on. Might as well just sell it now. You can have it. Give me something now. You know, the average person and their family can live off of 300 million. If you ain't spending like a damn fool, you know? Yeah. But if they'll do this in a green tree, what would they do in a dry? In other words, if they'll do it to their own people, what would they do to Israel? Right. Okay? All right, so is more on that? Where we at?
Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3.
Go ahead.
For the vision is yet for an appointed time.
It's yet for an appointed time. Come on.
But at the end it shall speak.
Come on.
And not lie.
Go ahead.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come.
It will surely come. Come on.
It will not tarry.
It's not going to tarry. Go ahead.
Behold his soul, which is lifted up.
Oh, that's it on that. It's going to come. It's not going to tarry.
Right.
So our people, 30 years go by, and they talk about, can we still hold hands? No, we cannot. All right. So that's it on that. Let's get a couple of new moon scriptures, and we'll close it out. Isaiah 66:22. Isaiah 66:22. New moon, second month. Like I said, this is also the month. I know we was talking about making up the Passover for those that were not able to keep it, or we didn't keep it together as a body. But we'll discuss that a little bit further later. All right. Isaiah 66:22.
The book
Read that.
of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 22. For as the new heavens and the new earth, which I will make, shall remain before me, saith the Most High.
Salakia, Rashad. Crack that front door a little bit. Not too much, just a little bit. All right, go ahead.
So shall your seed and your name remain.
Go ahead.
Verse
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Verse 23.
Go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that...
So the Most High said, our seed and our name is going to remain. So be patient too, Israel.
Right.
A lot of times, the reason why a lot of our people want to give in a lot of times because they lose patience. You know what I'm saying? I want to have some kind of happiness. Let's just get along and do what this white man tell us, and we should be okay. Right. All right, at least we can get something. All right, go ahead.
And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me.
The Lord said, from one new moon to another and one Sabbath to another, all flesh. We get in the kingdom, everybody going to keep the Most High feast days. They're going to have to. Khan, go ahead.
Shall all flesh come to worship before me, saith the Most High.
Go ahead.
And they shall go forth.
That's it on that. The Lord said all flesh. It's not going to be like now, or, Israel, excuses. Brother. You know what I'm saying? Right? No zeal. Right? Slacking. So I got the water. I got to work, brother. I couldn't get off. And, I need to make my money. Okay, brother. All right. Excuses. All right, I'll be there, but you're not there. You know what I'm saying? Yahaba Shimya Shabakata, elder. I'll be there. No, I'll be there. What you want me to bring some wine? I'll bring some wine, elder. All right, brother. Yahaba Shimya Shabakata. You know what I'm saying? Listen, man, you only making it bad between you and the Most High. You know, but, you know, we in some rough times now, man, you know. And the Most High is sifting, too. The Most High, we in a sifting process, you know. Most High is proving who is going to serve him. It tell you in Malachi, the 3rd chapter, we going to discern between the righteous and the wicked, between him that served the Most High and him that serve him not. We in that time of sifting, too. All right, so don't think, you know, don't always think things are happening because it's you and Most High sifting too. He removing people that is not worthy of serving him. God, or he know in their spirit they not sincere about serving him. So, you know, you got to look at that too. You know what I'm saying? Look at that too. The Most High is cleaning the house also. All right?
Yeah, that comes to mind. It kind of confirmed that for me because there was conversation about sisters getting with these Edomite men. You know what I'm saying? That's the trend now.
Yeah.
So when the sister brought it to my attention, I said just that. I said the Most High, you know, filtering, sifting through who ain't with us anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's what's happening with that. You know, they get them out the way or whatever, man. Only
that's right.
Elect gonna be.
That's right. That 1/3, 2/3 going to be out there, man.
So you confirm that.
And a lot of these Edomite men are killing these women, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Like grandma last week.
Yeah. Grandma need to go sit her behind down somewhere. Grandma was on Hollywood Boulevard just making a fool of herself with a damn drink in her hand. Come on, Grandma. But that's what our people want, man. So, you know, you got to be glad you a brand plucked out of the fire, right? The Most High chose you. Like Yahushua said, you have not chosen me, I chose you. So, you know, when you look at it, you might be like, damn, this brother, that sister. Most High could be cleaning the house too, man. A lot of times the spirit weed people out because they not sincere. You know, you got to look at that too. You might think, oh, they slacking, this and that. No, a lot of times the spirit is weeding them out because you playing games anyway. Okay? You know, is quality over quantity a lot of times. You know, so you got to look at it like that too. You know, right? Sometimes less is more. You know, so go ahead.
666.
No, that's it on that. Go to Psalms 81. 81, 3 and 4.
The book of Psalms, chapter 81, verse 3. Blow up the trumpet in the new moon.
Right, go ahead. Shh, turn it down. Right, go ahead.
In the time appointed.
The Lord said, blow up the trumpet in the new moon in the time appointed. Go ahead.
On our solemn feast day.
This is our solemn feast day. That's in Psalms 81, 3 and 4. This is our solemn feast day. You're supposed to take this serious. Okay? You're supposed to put your spirit into it. All right? You're supposed to not worry about the grass being greener on the other side. All right? Not hopping all over the damn place because you're trying to be content.
Right.
All right? Sit down somewhere and just serve the Most High. Right? All that glitters is not gold. All right, come on.
Verse 4. For this was a statute for Israel.
Come on.
And the law of the Most High of Jacob.
Right, it's a law of the power of Jacob. This is a law. We're supposed to keep the new moons and the feast days. Right. Go to 2 Chronicles 2 and 4. Second Chronicles 2, I believe, is 4. Couple of new moon scripts. Put the vibration out there and wind it down. 2 Chronicles chapter 2 and verse 4.
The book of 2 Chronicles chapter 2, verse 4. Behold, I build an house to the name of the Lord my God.
Right. Solomon said he built a house unto the name of the Lord his God. He was building a temple of the Most High God of Israel. Good.
To dedicate it to him and to burn before him sweet incense. For the continual showbread and for the burnt offerings morning and evening on the Sabbath.
On the Sabbaths, go ahead.
And on the new moons.
On the new moons, go ahead.
And on the solemn feasts.
And all the solemn feast days. Come on.
Of the Lord our God.
On the Lord our power. Go ahead.
This is an ordinance forever to Israel.
Right? It's an ordinance forever to Israel. And the new moons and feast days are not done away with.
Right.
All right. So go to Amos 2 and 11. Yeah, Amos 2 and 11, I believe it is.
The book of Amos, chapter 2, verse 11.
Go ahead.
And I raised up of your sons of prophets, and of your...
Hosea 2 and 11, my bad.
Hosea?
Yeah, Hosea 2 and 11. I've confused it with Amos. Hosea chapter 2, verse 11.
Book of Hosea, chapter 2, verse 11. I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts.
Right, the Lord said he was going to cause our mirth, our happiness to cease on our feast days because what? We was going to fall and go into captivity because we were sinning. So the Lord said, I'm going to take the happiness of your feast days away from you. That's going to be part of your punishment. Even now, we in captivity. We come together for the feast days, but you got to go right back out there to these curses, man.
Right.
You know, we have a good time for a couple of hours, and then it's man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we developed a habit over the years in New York, like staying up to 5, 6, 7 in the morning on the feast day because nobody wanted to leave. You know what I'm saying? So brothers like, we got in the habit of, got to take the day off from work. Got to shut your business down. It's a Sabbath anyway, so you got to shut it down anyway. Be prepared because everybody start not wanting to leave each other. Like, damn, man, you got to go back into this wicked world. And then if you don't live with nobody in the truth, you might live with family members that's off, or you live by yourself and the people around you are off. So you were so happy to get around brothers and sisters, you didn't want to leave. After a while, it was like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Nobody wanted to leave because it's like, damn, I'm amongst the family. After a while, it's like, well, now I got to get home or whatever the case may be. But it's like, damn, you got to go back. You get the couple of hours to be with the family, fellowship, laugh, talk about the prophecies, whatever. Then it's back to this belly of the beast, man. You know? So even now, we keeping the feast days, but we in captivity is mirth, but then the mirth is taken away as soon as you leave the feast.
Yeah, I could
It's like back into this damn world, huh?
You go back in the world after you just had a good, strong teaching.
Right.
Talk about
Right. You have a good camp, and you go home feeling good, and then you wake up the next morning like, oh man. That was a damn good camp last night, but we still in captivity. I woke up and I'm not on a chariot. I woke up, I'm not in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a good camp. You still feel good. But it's like, still in hell, though. You know, we ain't prophesied till the chariots came. All right, go ahead.
I will also cause all her mirth to cease, her feast days, her new moons, her Sabbaths, and all her solemn feasts.
Right, so we would fall and go into captivity where we couldn't even enjoy our feast. And even while in captivity, we're keeping a feast, but it's not like the level is going to be on in the kingdom. Right. We still got to go back and deal with these everyday curses once we enjoy the feast for them couple of hours. Right. All right, so go from there to the Apocrypha. All right. Go to let me see which one I want. Go to Second Ezra 1. Let me see what I want. I need some of them glasses, Tariq.
Yeah.
These 50-year-old eyes. I keep fighting it, but I'm about to break down and get a pair. I keep fighting it. I'm thinking my eyes is 25 years old. I keep fighting it, but I'm gonna break down. I gotta get a pair. 2 Ezra 1. And let's start at. It's okay. 2 Ezra 1. Let's get to the point. 31. 2 Ezra 1:31.
Book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 1, verse 31.
Come on.
When ye offer unto me, I will turn my face from you.
Yeah, see that? When the Most High was angry with Israel, he said, you offer your offerings to me, I'm going to turn my face from you. Right, go ahead.
For your solemn feast days.
For your solemn feast days, come on.
Your new moons.
Your new moons, go ahead.
And your circumcisions, for I have forsaken.
He said, I have forsaken them. Because why? You're not doing them in the right spirit. You sin, you still sinning. That's another thing. You enjoy the feast 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours, then you go back out there and do some form of wickedness.
Right.
The Most High said, I'm going to forsake your feast because you're not keeping them in the right spirit. Okay? So when we come to the feast, you're supposed to get a boost, and you go out there and you try to be better. Right? You go out there and you try to continue to be, the Most High gave us a great feast. We're going to remember that. Most High will tomorrow, if we hit the battlefield, let's go have a good camp. Throughout the week, man, I look forward to the next feast. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's supposed to build your spirit up, boost your confidence in walking in this truth. Okay? All right, go from there to Luke 21:25 and Colossians 2, and we'll close it out.
Okay.
Right? Allah could come. You got about 11 comments on here, brother. Shalom. Allah could come. What's going on? Shalom, King. I see you on here. You got about 11 comments on here. All right, that's my brother from another mother. Brother Allah could come. Come here, Shalom. Luke. Get the classics. The every month classics. Luke 21:25.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 21, verse 25. And there shall be signs in the sun, and in the moon, and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations.
Come on.
With perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
Meaning, it's going to be a lot of confusion on the earth, uprisings, other nations, wars, rumors of wars. That so-called war in Ukraine. No. That's when that thing first started, man. I said, man, don't call me till you talking about some nukes and chariots, man. You know what I'm saying? That so-called war in Ukraine, whatever. Right? But it's like, but no, that's going to lead to World War III. Okay, brother. Call me when it does. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 26.
See, that's in Luke. It also says the day will come where men will desire to see the day of the Lord and not see it. Meaning you want. I'm not knocking brothers at all. Brothers want that Ukrainian war to escalate into Putin launching the Satan II missile. But listen, bro, that's going to happen if the Most High going to let that happen. Right? So your so-called war in Ukraine, go ahead, so you can pay $7 a gallon for gas. That's where they give you that propaganda. So you can pay $7 a gallon. Right? Go ahead.
Right. Verse 26. Men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth.
Go ahead.
For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
Right. See that? They see the things happening on this earth, right? And they quaking in their boots, man.
Right.
America's shaking now, man, because of their fentanyl crisis. They children dropping dead from fentanyl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
And
But
then-
you put crack in our neighborhood.
Right.
Yeah.
You found a cheap way to break the cocaine down because cocaine was a rich man's high.
That's right.
That's what they used to call it. They used to call it a rich man's high.
Right.
Whether it was powder coke or freebase. Before it was crack, it was freebase.
Right.
And freebase was more of a designer way to smoke cocaine. They said, no. We're going to get some ammonia, some baking soda, and we're going to break this thing down into some $3 rocks and get these niggas and Hispanics strung out on it. So now the opioids and the fentanyl is getting you, Esau. Now it's getting you. Khan? Right, you reap what you sow. Right, go ahead.
Salakia, when I watched Power Source, Power Force, they had a scientist come up with this new drug called Dahlia, and that just reminds me of when they cooked made it into crack.
Crack, yeah.
They just took a scientist and figured it out, how to break it down and make it.
Make it into a rock. Yeah. They found a way, like I said, because cocaine was considered a rich man's high. Or it wasn't, because people in the hood did it, but it was a more expensive high. Right. They said, no, we're going to make it cheap, like New Jack City. He said, Nino said, people want to get high. They want to get real high, real fast. You know what I'm saying? And that's what they did, man. Right. And even in that, they tried to elude that to a black man. They demonized the black man in that movie. Right. They made it seem like Nino Brown was the mastermind of this crack thing. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even though they slipped in there, he said the Dominicans and the Colombians have shown us the way. But that's really breaking down that stereotype in the northern and the southern kingdom. Right. You get the coke from the Hispanics, and then the Negro break it down to crack and sell it in the hood. You know what I'm saying? But wait a minute. That's why when he went to trial, he said, this is bigger than Nino Brown. I'm taking everybody with me. He said, it's you politicians, it's y'all that sneak the drugs in there. See, he kind of redeemed, they had to redeem himself in that movie. All right, because it was like, no, wait a minute, you ain't going to blame it on the little Negro on the projects in the hood. He's selling it too, but where's it coming from? It's bigger than Nino Brown. I'm taking all y'all out if I go down. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory.
Right, after all the major prophecies take place, then Yahushua is coming with the angels and the chariots. Right. All right, go ahead.
Verse 28. And when these things begin to come to pass,
when you start seeing these signs on the earth, go ahead.
Then look up.
Then look up, meaning rejoice. Come on.
And lift up your head.
Come on.
For your redemption draweth nigh.
It also means walk with a sense of pride. Stop walking around with that slave mentality. Oh, Master just going to rule over us forever, so we might as well all just get along. No, start walking with some pride and dignity like, devil, you about to be my slave. Come? Walk around, man. Look up, man. You know what I'm saying? Look alive, like they say. Yo, the Most High about to get us up out of here, man. Come? Right? Don't stop moping around. Oh, we might as well join together, because that's the only way we going to fight evil. Esau is the evil. How you going to join with the evil to fight the evil? All right, go ahead.
Well, Colossians.
Yeah, that's it on that. Your redemption draweth nigh once you see all these signs. Get these classics that we like to read every new moon to close it out. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Colossians 2, 16, 17. Let's take it on home.
The book of Colossians, chapter 2, verse 16. Let no man therefore judge you in meat, or in drink, or in respect of a holy day, or of the new moon, or of the Sabbath days, which are a shadow of things to come.
These are a shadow of things to come. We're rehearsing. Go ahead.
But the body of Christ.
But the body is of Yahushua. So when we get back into the kingdom, we're going to do it perfectly. Right. But just rehearse now. That's all. Just rehearse now. It's not hard. It's a little bit of work, but you can do it. You did it for a cookout in the world. You did it for the playoffs.
Yes.
Right? Yo, man, I'm cooking some wings. Then we going to order the pizza. Got some beers, some wine. Oh, man, my wife might make up some tacos, too. Yo, man, y'all just come over to my crib. We watch this game. Okay? Come on, man. How much more for the Most High Yahushua and the truth? You should be jumping over hurdles to keep these feast days, man. You should be kicking obstacles out of the way. Okay? What? You know, it is what it is. Israel want what they want. So you can lead the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. We doing our part. Hey, it's the new moon. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Here's the invite. Here's a nice little flyer the brother made. Hopefully see you there. Got a nice little Airbnb in the cut. We'll get in where we fit in. We'll squeeze up in there. Okay? Israel, you know, I don't know. They want to go down there and march with Rodney King's daughter. All right, but anyway, man, rest in power, brother Rodney King. You know, brother, but you know, we ain't dealing with that. Can we all get along? We're not dealing with it 30 years later either. Not from your daughter or from nobody. Not from the white man's media, whatever the case may be. Rest in peace, brother Rodney. Rest in power, brother Rodney, but we ain't dealing with that. we like the brothers on the street in L.A. We ain't trying to hear that, Rodney. Con? Oh, get one more. Numbers 9. Numbers 9. So tonight is the new moon second month. It brings in the second month of the year. This month you can make up the Passover. The Passover is such an important feast day that the Most High gave us 2 months to keep. He gave us 2 chances to keep it. If you didn't get a chance to keep it the first time, you can keep it in the second month. Right. So we're thinking about May 13th, which would be the makeup date, would be exactly 2 weeks from tonight at sundown, to gather together for those in the LA area that were not able to come together for the Passover. Kind? All right, I'm going to try to get the spot on 51st in Maine. All right, but I'll keep y'all posted. Come here, shut up. Right, go ahead.
The book of Numbers, chapter 9, verse 2. Let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season.
Go ahead.
And in the 14th day of this month.
Start at 1.
At 1. And the
Numbers 9 and 1.
Book of chapter 9, verse 1. And the Most High spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai in the first month of the second year, after they were come out of the land of Egypt, saying, let the children of Israel also keep the Passover at his appointed season. Verse 3. In the 14th day of this month, at even, ye shall keep it in his appointed season, according to all the rites of it, and according to all the ceremonies thereof. Right, so
the Most High was letting Israel know, you came out of Egypt, but even in the wilderness, continue to keep the Passover year to year, year from year. From year to year. Salakia, go ahead.
Shall ye keep it. Verse 4. And Moses spoke unto the children of Israel that they should keep the Passover. And they that keep the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at even in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so did the children of Israel.
And that cuts that thing about you can't keep the Passover except for in Jerusalem. They was in the wilderness of Sinai there, right? Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
Verse 6. And there were certain men who were defiled by the dead body of a man.
Right, because you know when you around a dead body, you're unclean for 7 days. Right. All right, so let's say if the Passover is tomorrow sundown, but you went to a funeral this morning, you can't go to the Passover because you're unclean until next Friday sundown. Okay? Right, go ahead.
That they could not keep the Passover on that day.
Go ahead.
And they came before Moses and before Aaron on that day. And those men said unto him, we are defiled by the dead body of a man. Wherefore are we kept back, that we may not offer an offering of the Lord in his appointed season among the children of Israel?
Right, they felt bad because they was like, we was around this dead body and we unclean now. We can't keep the Passover. We want to keep the Passover. This is one of our greatest feast days. And this is only a year after coming out of Egypt. So they like, man, we want to remember that great day. Come on.
And Moses said unto them, stand still, and I will hear what the Lord will command concerning you.
Right, so he didn't say, look, y'all going to do this. And he said, no, let the Most High guide me on this. Right, not look, this is the commandment of Moses of what y'all going to do. Come on.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, saying, if any man of you or of your posterity shall be unclean by reason of a dead body, or by in a journey afar off, yet he shall keep the Passover unto the Lord.
Right, so basically he was saying an uncleanness or a journey or something that kept you from keeping the Passover in the first month, whatever it was. Right, go ahead.
The 14th day of the second month.
Of the what?
The 14th day of the second month.
So this year that would be May 13th at even. For those that were not able to properly keep the Passover, you can make it up in the second month. That's how important of a feast day it is. Right, go ahead.
At even, that they shall keep it and eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs.
Meaning the same way you did it in the first month. Go ahead.
They shall leave none of it unto the morning.
What verse you in?
Verse 12.
Go ahead.
They shall leave none of it unto the morning, nor break any bone of it.
Same thing like it said in Exodus 12. Go ahead.
According to all the ordinances of the Passover, they shall keep it. Verse 13. But the man that is clean and is not in a journey and forbeareth to keep the Passover, even the same soul shall be cut off from among his people, because he brought not the offering of the Lord in his appointed season, that the man shall bear his sin.
So that's how important the Passover was. The Lord said, if you're not unclean, you ain't got no excuse. You better come and do the Passover. But even if you were unclean or you was on a journey or whatever happened, you didn't keep it in the first month, you better come before me and keep it in the second month. So that's a law. Khan? So the makeup date this year would be exactly 2 weeks from tonight, May 13th at even. Khan? Right? So this was so important to the Most High. He said, listen, man, I give you a chance to make it up. That's how important the Passover is. Khan? So in rehearsing the righteous acts, we do both. You know, Khan? Normally, you know, if we don't gather, I'll just go live for brothers and sisters around the country that weren't able to keep the Passover, and they'll do it in their homes. And I'll do a live lesson for them. Okay? But this year, you know, we can gather with the brothers and sisters out here that missed out, you know, and make something happen. You know, we'll talk about it further. Okay? So that's it on that. Any questions, comments? I know it's a little late, but it's the Shabbat. So hang on out for the Most High Yahweh. Okay? Right, them niggas out there hanging out in wickedness. So do it that much more for the Most High Yahweh. Probably out there somewhere begging Esau to love them on the 30-year anniversary of Rodney King. Karen? No, we cannot all just get along. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Good. So if you got one thing from the lesson, we've done our job teaching and reading the word of the Most High unto you. By Shema Mashiach Yahushua. Imagine what Panya Yerushalayim. Stand and face Jerusalem on the east for closing prayer. Whew. Oh, they all sleeping. Back there, okay. This way, babe. This way, right? Hallelujah. 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 Yahweh. Yahweh. Hashem. Hamashiach. Yahweh Shai. Rak Nawa. Waishala. Mahabiyah Sapayam. Shema. Yasharallah. Yahweh. Alahayanawa. Yahweh. Racha. Shema. Yasharallah. Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Acha, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh, Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Acha, Shema, Yasharallah, Yahweh. Allah Hayanawa, Yahweh, Hear, O Israel, Yahweh, power Yahweh is one. Deuteronomy 6, verse 4, Credo of Israel. Hallelujah.
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 Blessed O Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai. Please watch over Israel throughout the four corners of the earth. All the camps, schools, congregations that are sincere in Yahushai throughout the earth. Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai throughout our month. Hallelujah.
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 Sisters, come up, get anointed. Brothers fall back, make room for the sisters. Get y'all out. Get y'all out. We're still in prayer mode. So we're going to do the anointing. Y'all know the routine. Number 6, 22 to 27. Ask the Most High for blessings. Be a better daughter, sister, mother, all around woman of the Most High. I say the prayer. When I stop, you'll say your name 3 times. I repeat. Start from right to left with Zanai. Hallelujah. Number 6, 22 to 27 in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Yabareki Yahweh, wa Shamarka, Ya'al Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, wa Yakanka, Yasha'al Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, wa Yashamnaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Babakusha, Shemai, Nawa, Aita, Shalak, Ma'ika'ala, Walahayim, La, Shema'ayo. Still praying, Akim. Let's have order. All right. Salakia. Shema'al, Barak, Rapah, Aizah, Magun, Kazak, Hatazayel, Kwawa. Zanai. Zakara. Zamora. Zara. Karima, Salakia, Ada, Kol, Akim, Kol, Akwafim, Kol, Banyum, Yasha'ala, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Tawada, Tamyad, Abalam, Amen. Brothers, come up. Remember, when we anoint him, we're still praying, so try not to have any movement or any noise because we are still praying. Good?
Come.
Hold your head up, Rob. Yeah, hold your head up so the oil don't run down your head. Hold it up. Hold your head up. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, hold your head up so it don't run down. Scoot down for us short men. All right, same routine, Akim. Number 6, 22 to 27 in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. As I say the prayer, you meditate to the Most High. Be a better father, son, brother, all around man of the Most High. And be strong, be ready to be on the front line in these last days and carry our nation. Khan? Anointing prayer, number 6, 22 to 27 in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Hallelujah. Yabareki Yahweh. Salakia. Yabareki Yahweh, wa Yashamarka, Ya'al Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, wa Yakanka, Yasha'al Yahweh, Pan Yahweh, Al Yaka, wa Yashamnaka, Shalom, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Babakusha, Shemai, Nawa, Aita, Shalak, Ma'ika'ala, Walahayim, La, Shema'ayo, Barak, Rapah, Aizah, Magun, Kazak, Hatazayel, Kwawa,
Brother Tariq.
Tariq,
Brother Tariq.
Tariq,
Tariq.
Tariq,
Rob Judah.
Rob Judah.
Rob Judah.
Rob Judah.
Rob Judah.
Rob Judah.
Your guy.
Your guy.
Your guy.
Your guy.
Your guy.
Your guy.
Rashad.
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 J. Judah.
J. Judah.
J. Judah.
J. Judah.
J. Judah.
J. Judah.
Yahweh.
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 Yahweh. Zabach. Y'all gotta say it.
Zabach.
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 Ko.
Ko.
Salakia. Yakin.
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 Ko.
Ko.
Akim.
Akim.
Ko.
Ko.
Akwafim.
Awakim.
Ko.
Ko.
Bunyam.
Bunyam.
Yasha'ala.
Yashala.
Bahashim.
Bahashim.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahawashai.
Yahawashai.
Tawada.
Tawada.
Yad.
Yad.
Iwalam.
Iwalam.
Amen. Hallelujah.
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 Woman, shut up.
Okay.
All right, stand and face the east. Everybody pray for the food and the drink. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Hashem.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Babakushah.
Babakushah.
Barak.
Barak.
Noah.
Noah.
Kag.
Kag.
Kadash.
Kadash.
Yorak.
Yorak.
Wa.
Wa.
Barak.
Barak.
Noah.
Noah.
Rum.
Rum.
Yuwam.
Yuwam.
Wa.
Wa.
Shabbat.
Shabbat.
Wa.
Wa.
Shabbat. Ba.
Shabbat. Ba.
Barak.
Barak.
Kag.
Kag.
Shol.
Shol.
Kadash.
Kadash.
Yorak.
Barak.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
The water.
water.
Yad.
Allah.
Iwalam.
Alam.
Amen. Blessed are Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai. Thank you for the new moon feast, Most High. Thank you for the food and the drink that we're about to receive. Let it nourish our bodies. Lord, continue to bestow your loving kindness and blessings upon us forever and ever, Most High. Ba'ashem Mashiach Yahushai. Thank you for blessing us with a great new moon feast, Most High. The water, the Yad, Iwalam. Amen. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Brothers turn to the sisters, salute each other. Akim Yasa Allah, salute our sisters of Israel. Amajim, Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Shematan. Sisters, other hand, Ra. The other hand. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Shematan. All right. Most High, in the name of Christ, watch over y'all. Sisters, be seated. Akim, salute each other. Brothers of Israel, Majim, Rock, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua B'akatam. Kwame Shalom. Kwame Shalom. Kwame Shalom. Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
Who got next?
We got next.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
For how long?
Forever.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
What we gonna do?
Take the kingdom.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
When?
Now.
How?
Hashem Mashiach Yahshua.
How?
Hashem Mashiach Yahshua.
Damn it, how?
Hashem Mashiach Yahshua.
Kwame Shalom. H.O.I.
To the chariots fly.
H.O.I.
To the chariots fly.
H.O.I.
To the chariots fly.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Hamashiach.
Mashiach.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Don't scream it if you don't mean it. Ba'ashem. Hamashiach. Yahushai. Kwame Shalom. Shalom. Good. Ashar, Kadash, Yorak. Happy New Moon, second month. All right, eat, drink, and be merry. Whoa!
Sorry to get dressed up, but I just cut straight from work.
Nah, you good. You got your tassels on.
That's my dress every day, anyways.
Anybody helping the sisters, sir? Oh, you got your little helper crew? Right, go eat, baby.
I was reading when you were calling. I was trying to tell her he's outside.
Yeah, I was. Okay.
That's why I couldn't.
Yeah, we got stuck outside the door closed.
Shout out to Kadash Yorak. Hope y'all enjoyed the new moon service. If y'all learned one thing tonight, we've done our job. H.O.I. Los Angeles, Kwame Shala, Shalom. Happy new moon. Happy new blue moon, second month. Kwame Shala, Shalom.
He's good, thanks, man.